Stempian live with Droppin The Hammah.
What is up, chat?
He's got a freaking stick in his USB, but you know what I mean.
I'm dropping the hammer.
No, you're not.
What chat? You have a great night. Love y'all. I'm making my way to the podcast, guys. I'm here. My name's Steven Stempian. We're live. We're Droppin The Hammah Monday evening following a fantastic Las Vegas Motor Speedway race with the boys from Sunoco Cup Series. We got some guests. We got some first timers of the podcast tonight. We'll get with that later on. I want to welcome in Dustin, as always, for our introduction spotlight. This is, we'll call it Holo Talk. I don't know. Well, for now, you guys out in the
Still
chat
coming
can
up
come
with it, yeah.
You guys can come up with something. We'll call this segment when we're breaking down incidents. But right now, I'm going to call it Holo Talk. Dropping the hammer.
I don't mind that. That sounds, we're getting there.
We're getting there. We're getting
A
there.
couple more weeks, it's going to hit us.
After Bristol, we'll have it perfected.
That's what I'm waiting for, yeah.
It's going to be perfected after Bristol. Ladies, gentlemen, appreciate you guys joining us. Big shout out to Eddie out there producing. He'll be joining us as well. Guy had a strong run last night, but here we are after Las Vegas.
It was
Gotta
interesting.
be pretty happy with that race as, a league owner.
Yeah, I think it went good. We had some green flag runs, and that's always good for us just to get in some long green flag stints there, and brings in a ton of fuel strategy just like it did yesterday. So I can't wait to get into that. First, we can review the incidents. We only got a couple. I think the biggest,
very limited.
The biggest incident we had all week was you trying to play basketball. So.
Oh, yes, we did. Sadly, yes, we did. Yep. So for you guys out there in the chat, I will be probably not racing for a few weeks. I mean, I tried like hell last night, but at some point, I think it was like lap 60, 65, 67, I called it quits because I couldn't do it no more. Gave it a hell of a try, but I was decided to stay in shape and keep the gun show going, and went to block somebody, and somebody's kneecap hit my calf after I jumped from a block, and there you go, Achilles. See you later. I'll tell you, I don't wish this injury on anyone. I'd rather have a broken leg, broken shoulder, or anything other than the Achilles. Like, this thing is, you can't do nothing. You can't do anything.
It's crazy, man. When you texted me, told me what happened, I was like, I feel like you're messing with me. So hopefully you get back quick and speedy recoveries. I'm glad you told me you were going to start in park. 65 laps is not a start in park, my friend. So hats off to you for trying it.
Need to keep up with these fast banana guys, man. They're killing me. And, I win the race last week, and I wasn't even first place in the standings. So I was trying to get something.
I'm gonna say, how lucky are you? You earned that win, but any race at any win at a plate track is lucky. So, very lucky that you got the win. You're locked into the playoffs, and then that happened. So, you got a little bit going for you.
Yeah, I guess. And I was very skeptical about taking this number this season, being the 88. I didn't really want to do the 88 and switch off the 81. And then I win, and I was like, all right, that jinx is over. I don't have to worry about anything taking the 88, and now fucking see you later. But whatever, we'll get over it. We'll get back. It was a clean tear. Surgeon did a phenomenal job. I got a lovely wife as a nurse. She's been taking great care of me. I'm going to end up divorced by the end of this because she is sick and tired of doing everything, but we'll get there. Enough about me, though. Let's break down the small amount of incidents, and let's get to the show, shall we?
Let's do it. All right. So once again, we're spotlighting my car. I don't like this. I feel like I raced pretty clean, but here I am, second week in a row, getting caught up in other people's awareness issues. So we got me here, just a giant checkup. I get into the back of Hendry, and some knucklehead in the 43 was trying not to break his Doritos Locos Tacos, and ended up taking me out. This was our first caution, lap 99. That's impressive to make it 99 laps with the package here, and of course it's the two owners that caused the caution. So I'm wondering how long we could have made it without our first caution. So there's that nice paint scheme that he created, sending me to the inside wall. It really wasn't his fault. I can give him crap all day, and I ignored his phone calls all day today, acting like I'm mad at him. But really, it wasn't his fault. We can go up above. Actually, if you want to go, can you go up to Austin Reedy and Alex Muscarella? That's actually kind of where it all starts.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They're in 4th place, and I'm in about 30th, and it trickles all the way back to us.
It was. It looked like Reedy got loose, I think, from what I remember.
He touches the apron. It checks them all up. It sends Muscarella down right there. Out of 2, he's under the apron. Then it just scared everybody and causes a huge checkup. You can see everybody just accordion all the way back from, these guys are in 10th place, not 4th, but 10th place all the way back to 32nd where me and Dakota were. So pretty wild that something all the way up there just shuffled all the way back, freaked a couple guys out, and a couple brake checks and a couple letting off the gas, and that's what got us to where we were on that first caution.
He hit the apron, yep. And then, but then it's clear, like everybody. It's interesting that you got affected because it was so down low, and it just trickled.
There was one guy that really slowed down from about 185 to about 150.
Can we get in car on that? I want to see that. Who was that?
Oh Lord!
It was our buddy Progar.
I just.
He's in VR now, so everything comes at you quick. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not blaming this one on him. This is a racing incident. It is what it is.
That's what my ankle looked like after basketball. Right there.
Dude, I don't know. Iverson just went crazy. Okay, what? Who do we want to look at?
Progar.
That's where the big checkups start. Like I said, I mean, he's seen Alex under the apron. It is what it is.
He didn't want to get yelled at.
He had somebody in front of him there. He's got, right there, and it caused a huge checkup there.
That's a track block right there. 3 cars, and then you're just the beneficiary. Gotta love it. Minding your own business in a beautiful Valvoline. I mean,
I feel like it's Daytona all over again. I'm changing that paint. You'll see that paint come back for a while.
I think. Are you a fan of the gold one?
Yeah. Not. It's okay.
I made a beautiful spec map for that gold for my buddy a couple of seasons ago, and it looks so good. But maybe it'll bring you luck.
I have to bring something out. Put Valvoline with some horseshoes instead of the V's. I don't know. We have to do something.
Take Mario's horseshoes of not having any damage after a wreck.
My bumper never comes back on. So now, really, circling back to the incident, I'm not marking. I've been keeping track of who causes incidents this year to try and bring light to. Just to show everybody that everybody's going to be on my list by the end of the year. So I'm not going to put anybody on the list there. That was just unfortunate, and of course I was the one that took the brunt of it. It is what it is. We roll on. I was fine. I had 2 minutes of optional, and was crap all night before that crash, so it really didn't affect me too much. We can.
The weather changing was pretty bad. That affected a lot. We'll get to that later, but. It was not fun. So we got the next one. And
80 more laps of green flag running.
Yeah, beautiful job, guys, out there. I was very proud of you all while I was on the couch watching.
Curtis is sipping his tea over there in his video. I can see him.
There's a side draft that. Ooh.
Hurt feelings in 3, 2, 1.
I'll tell you one thing though, coming off 4, when you got tight, and you couldn't
Yeah.
do anything to keep it low, no matter what you did.
Right. So we can go. I mean, you showed the backstretch there. Austin door checks him on the backstretch. I'm definitely gonna put the door check here on Austin. It's just close racing. I mean, look at these guys here. We're going for it. 100 laps to go. It's starting to amp up. Austin, door checks him there. I know it wasn't on purpose. It is what it is. We come back in the corner here. It also affected Curtis's entry. I didn't even notice that when I was reviewing it with him last night. He wasn't able to hit his mark on entry, so enters the corner in low, which is automatically going to have you pushing. Pushes up the track. Austin's up at the wall. He really didn't have nowhere to go on that, but we're going to chalk that up as a racing deal, honestly. 2 guys racing hard who have already been door banging all race. So, sucks for both of these guys. Austin barely had any contact here. He thought he was good, and then we go to restart, and no bueno. He was way down on power from this hit here. So, I believe this ended both of their nights. I know Curtis was able to come back out, but definitely wasn't anywhere close to where he was when this happened. So it sucks, and it's unfortunate for both of these guys. That was
it's a bad entry.
Yep.
From what happened down the backstretch. Poor, and we'll get to this later, but poor Curtis, he had a great save early on before that too, and then that happens and gets taken out. But so that's that one. That's another racing.
That was Austin. Chris don't get taken out till later, but we'll get to that.
No. Excuse me. Curtis got into it.
He did have a nice save. Yeah, he did.
They had like a little
good save.
Quick. It was beautiful. Had a great save. Nobody got collected. But we'll get to that. Don't mind me going off track. It's the drugs. Let's see here. We got the next one, which was, help me out, Dustin. I have a list here.
Mario.
Oh, yes.
This is the good one.
This is the one that
gloves are off.
I
get you a better
this.
view here. Get you one.
I called this Mario Rex mozzarella sticks for having no marinara sauce for dipping. He was mad because there's no marinara sauce. So I get it,
We got Alex on super old tires, and I haven't went
paint scheme too.
The problem, this is my fault, guys, is I haven't went on my rant this year about fresh tires or faster people running up through the field and just running over people because they can. So this is really on me because I haven't had that talk, and it's probably been 8 months since Mario heard that rant that I go on. So this one's on me. I'm going to write this down as my fault. No, really. It's pretty self-explanatory here. Alex is on, I wish I knew exactly how old his tires were. He was staying out here.
I'll tell you, he's pit at 222, and this was at 243. They all pit at 235. So they obviously had about 15 laps, call it, of fresher tires at this point.
Right, which made a huge difference last night. Mario was running up through the field. This is for the lead. So running up through the field, I know Colin's there too. I don't know why couldn't have been a little more patient here. We could have easily shuffled Alex to third here, and then Mario and Colin could have went and handled their business. I wasn't in the car. I'm not that fast, so I can't hate too much, but not something I'd like to see.
His teammate. He teammate. He took out his teammate right there.
I think I seen his post on Facebook that said he was caught up in somebody else's mess. So I guess this is somebody else's mess. Maybe we'll call it
mess.
No, I'm not happy with this one. Like I said, I don't like people with faster cars running through people. So it could have been anybody. I'm not picking on Mario. It'll happen 100 times more this season. So is what it is. We have procedures in place for this kind of stuff. So we'll roll on. But
that's what we call aggressive driving.
For sure. I think that could be the
That classifies as
the picture of
aggressive
that
driving.
warning list.
Mm-hmm. So that was nice. But then let's all remember, guys, Mario was not done taking funds that I've been already using for surgery to repair my Achilles. He decides to take out another one of my cars. Let's go to that one, shall we? This was
Had more
more.
issue. Yeah, this was more
This-
racing than it was
this was
the
more
last one.
racing.
Yeah,
I think they would. I think this is just. I put this as Mario Ross Pot 1101
I saw
because
that.
they've
Yeah,
had so many incidents together. I think it's just boiled over where I don't think either of them cared. In my opinion.
What lap are we here?
It's 253.
253.
253.
So 14 to go.
So this is 10
Fourth
laps,
place
exactly 10 laps after he wrecked Mario. I mean, Alex.
He's getting his teammate. We're just knocking them all out.
So give me a zoomed in view. I'm sure, Dustin, you've viewed this a bunch. I've only seen the replay
What kind of
from
zoomed
the
in?
broadcast. Give me Mario bumper.
Rear bumper?
From the just chase mode. Give me chase mode. I just want to see chase, rear chase from the back bumper. You probably, if you can't do it, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we
I
got.
just kinda-
There we go. What about that? That work?
I was looking from the back bumper forward, but you're fine.
Yeah,
'Cause I can still see. I kind of want to see the move here.
Okay. I got camera pack, so my cameras are different.
Different, yeah, no worries. I was looking for the old NR 2003 view. Yeah, you're not gonna. Right there, that's good. Yeah, keep it there. Buddy. Did he get loose? No, he didn't get loose. So this reminds me of a time and place where I had a incident with Mario at Michigan, where he had a whole lane up above him, and decided not to take that lane, and just decided to pinch me, who was in the middle of the lane. In my opinion, I'll let you talk, Dustin. I'm being biased here.
Yeah, the initial contact I'm going to put on Ross, 100%. You can't plan on, he's going up. Ross could have stayed middle. He didn't need to work his way up the track there.
Now, was
right
he
right about here. I mean, Mario's got room up there, but playing with fire up there, I don't.
Yeah, he pushed him.
I talked to. Yeah, he definitely leans on him. And then here, I would say the first part of this is definitely Ross. Leaning on him, got him in the wall. This
And then
part,
this is just
it's-
frustrations boiling over right there.
I tried to dissect it more, and you know as well as I do, you can work your way left without turning the wheel left drastically. He doesn't hard left turn until after they make contact off the wall. We can go back and look at it. She kind of hip checks Mario into the wall. Mario comes hard off the wall. Can we go look at his cockpit? So obviously somebody that reviews incidents, and somebody just got nabbed for aggressive driving 10 laps before this. I'm looking for that steering wheel, seeing if he turned down intentionally. It's really tough, and it's quick. I don't see a super hard jerk to the left. It's tough to tell. It's really tough to dissect this. I'm sure the Droppin The Hammah camp thinks he turned down, immensely and took him out
To
on
be
purpose.
honest, I haven't even talked. I think Ross
He
doesn't
turned
even
back
care.
right. He turned back right. Mario did, but you get stuffed into the wall there coming at it too. It's going to work left anyways off the wall. Like I said before we started this review of this one, I have more problems with him running through Alex versus this one. These guys
Yeah.
race.
They were racing hard.
Ross and Mario are two of our most aggressive drivers we have in the league. They have been for a long time, since both of them joined the league. So this kind of stuff's going to happen when they get around each other. Like you said, it's like the 1,000th time this has happened.
Mhm.
So, I'll probably chalk this one up to both of them. I don't, like I said, that's just kind of my opinion on it. I'm not going to say somebody intentionally turned down when I see his wheel. He didn't jerk it left. I've seen people jerk him left and just say, screw it. I'm taking you out. I'm taking you with me. and it honestly didn't even take Ross with him. It ended Mario's night. Ross got back on the, stayed on the lead lap, got fresh tires, wasn't able to pass anybody. He was back there with me for 20th at the finish, but um, didn't send him to the hauler. So, it's a tough one to dissect, and I'm sure each of them have opposing
I'm sure we'll hear
sides to that.
Ross's side.
We heard both of their sides on the interview there for the race.
Well,
It's
yeah, Mario's was very interesting interview.
We'll get to that.
That was,
So, yeah, it's a
yeah.
tough one to dissect for me, from the steps that I look at to see if he did it intentionally or not. That's honestly what I'm looking for, is knuckleheads out here just
Well, at that fast, it's kind of. I don't think Mario would end his own race and hook
I
left.
agree. He got the wall, but he was still going to go on. I mean,
He's a knucklehead, but I don't
wasn't
think he's that
catching
much of a. He's a knucklehead.
he wasn't catching Colin, but he probably could have held on to a top 10. His car the damage that he got from the wall may have just rebounded and him rolled right on. So, and speaking of that, we can roll on to the next.
We can roll on. Jesse, and this was Chris.
This one hurt.
This was a.
Here's my money that I spent.
This is all your money, man. That was in the top 10 all race.
Chris threw down on practice this week, and just to see it go up like that's really unfortunate for him. I know this is going to take a toll. He was pissed today. Not so much at the incident, just the fact that it happened. Chris running the top, we're 3 wide. And it just gets tight through that tri-oval. I mean, I don't really see any of them bobble. I see them holding their lines, and it's just unfortunate. Jesse gets a little bit. Jesse's chasing the car a little bit before, like right here. It looks like he's chasing it. He comes down, and then maybe comes back up a little bit to straighten it back out and catch it right there. So it's tight. That's tight racing.
As me, and I love Jesse too. So Jesse, don't take offense to this. Me being on the high line, if I'm in Chris's shoes, I'm fucking pissed because I'm looking at the replay and like, man, you got a half a lane that you could have at least give me a little bit of room.
He had just came up from that lane though. Like I said, he kicks loose a little bit.
Did he kick loose?
Goes then, yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Right there, and then he comes back up.
Try to say, okay, never mind. I take that back. Take that back. I didn't see the kick. It's hard dissecting these on the broadcast. I've sat down and watched the broadcast for 3.5 hours today. No, it was it was another racing incident. Took out a good run for the PWR guys, man. I mean,
definitely took out Alistair's having strong. Both Shoemakers are having strong nights. There's the Bucky's car going by, our best finisher, but they both got their nice night ended in the same exact spot. So really unfortunate for Chris. He had easily over 1,000 hours of practice if you count officials and in our practice time. So he had been practicing Vegas before Daytona. So sucks, man. That's keep after it, Chris. It'll pay off. Everybody was impressed with the run you had. Just a racing deal. It gets aggressive there at the end, and people are going for it. So, is what it is.
Yeah, it's a tough break, especially going these long distances and then 10 laps left, and then that happens. But, well, fans, I do want your opinion out there, ladies and gents. I'm gonna call it Hollet Talk for now, but you guys can come up with something, drop some stuff in the Twitch chat, YouTube chat. We're live on both. And let me know.
That's it for incidents. Holy smokes. Look at that.
Imagine we switch to long distance races and we have cleaner races. It's amazing. It's crazy.
I'm really impressed with the group of guys we have that can stay patient for the first 99 laps. And then we've stayed patient for the first 170 laps, and then last 100 kind of got wild, which is exactly what I expected. So hats off to all the guys in the league. Everybody's, racing hard, practicing, and getting their laps in. So really, really impressed with what we've got going so far. Yeah,
it was a great race, and I enjoyed watching it. it killed me not racing. I was for shit show. I didn't even get to defend my title from last season at Vegas.
We getting a starting park at Bristol. It's a little
Yes.
more grueling there.
I'll manage. We'll see. Monday is
Maybe
my
you feel
first.
better. You got 2 weeks, man. Come on.
Monday is my first follow-up appointment, so we'll see how that works. But then I'm in a boot anyway. I go from this cast to a boot, so we'll see. We'll see. Bristol's hard. Texas, I hate Texas, so I probably ain't even gonna bother. Can't stand Texas. Hope they burn that place down. But well, ladies and gents, we're bringing everybody in to party here. I'm joined by everybody on the screen. First time, I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Brandon Banks out there. Your mics are all live.
Yeah. Yep. I'm here. Sorry, I'm in the
The
basement.
best finisher of DBR last night.
Is that
Leading the
Brandon
way.
Banks or Brett Griffin?
Yeah.
Leading the way. Of course, last night's winner, Colin.
Hello.
And our Xfinity winner from Daytona, Mr. Schaefer.
What's happening, boys?
Curtis Kelly.
Howdy.
Another fast banana boy. Ross Hollow. Actually, I should probably pull up Ross. Hold on. I apologize.
He is busy.
Damn
Don't.
it.
Oh,
dude.
don't.
Yeah,
We're not
he's
gonna.
wheeling
We're gonna
that
let him
car.
do what he's doing.
He's running a late model at VIR right now. I got wrecked on lap 2.
Mr. Pro guy that he's getting used to VR. Almost there.
I didn't have to worry about getting used to VR tonight. I got run over by 3 cars that did not brake when I did. It was nice.
Perfect. So we're joined early, and then obviously we got Eddie up there, who had a beautiful run as well himself last night.
Yeah.
That was a great run by that machine, that Ford Mustang out there, representing the YouTube channel, the stream.
Yeah, the well nose was doing good last night.
Yep, it was doing good. Got a lot of good looks. So I got some good topics to go over with you guys. Obviously, from last night, being in the race for a little bit and then jumping off, I was able to actually dissect the race a little bit better. So this might be the best podcast we've had for going through everything. But let's talk about the Fast Banana success early on this season. I'd like to start right off there because they were talked about multiple times last night in the broadcast. Just dominating for the Toyota. Guys switched to Toyotas. You guys let me down. It's very disappointing.
Good looking front end though.
It is a good looking front end.
I was opposed to it, but I wasn't winning it 3 against 4 or 3 against 1.
He accepted it.
He accepted
Yeah.
his fate. I was shocked when I saw that at Daytona with you guys. I was like, man, what's going on here? Toyota?
Yeah, we weren't one to make a team card announcement like others, so it was a bit of a shock, I'm sure. But
Oh, it was. I had to do a double take. I do love the Dunkin' Donuts car, though. My goal is to paint you a Dunkin' Donuts car this season. By the way, Colin.
All right.
I was laid up this morning watching that. I was like, I gotta paint him something. I got a good idea for a Dunkin' Donuts car.
Yeah, man. Send it my way and I'll run it.
Get some wicked stemp design paints out there. But yeah, you guys have been solid all. I mean, you guys. I win Daytona. You guys dominated stages. I couldn't do anything to keep the lead for the point standings, even with a win, which was crazy. And then I'm sure, Colin, did we get a points update today, by the way?
No, I don't think so. I think
We
I
had some
2 points.
We had some issues with points.
All right, so I'm gonna assume Colin is number 1. In the lead there. So that was a good first 2 races from these boys. I'm sure you guys are looking forward to Bristol coming up. Yeah, I guess we'll start right from the beginning. It was multiple grooves. It was good to see. It was kind of our first. Race in a oval for the dynamic track. I want to say since last season, right?
Yeah.
'Cause we didn't really have that when they released it.
No.
At the tail end, yeah.
came out
That was the first time.
after we were done.
Yep. So that was good to see. That was one thing I I jotted down my notepad with the dynamic track. It was definitely nice to see some multiple grooves. Obviously, the dirty air still sucked, but it was good to see multiple grooves working. You know, high, low, mid, everything was working very well. I don't know if you guys want to comment on that. You know, you guys probably know better. You guys ran the full race than I did, so.
It seemed to die out after like the first half of the race. Like the second half, the top was like almost unusable, especially in 3
Middle.
and 4.
The middle was good in 1 and 2.
Yeah,
So
the
Three
was
and
middle.
was
four
was the top getting tight or
Yeah, it
loose?
was. Yeah, the track got
yeah.
tighter as we went and just made the top like almost unusable in both corners. But the middle was definitely working in 3 and 4.
Yep.
But it's turned into a bottom feeder quickly.
I was able to run like middle high through 1 and 2, and really pull some momentum through later on in the run, like after the first 15 or 20 laps, and then had some decent speed up there.
At the end of the run, it seemed like it was really difficult to come off the bottom on the
Yeah.
exit. So I sort of migrated to the middle just to give you that op. But if you're around any other cars, it seemed like it was really tough. If you were out front, if you had some clean air, it seemed like the bottom was really, really good where you wanted to be. But if you opened up the top at all, it got filled immediately, and you would get just freight trained if you weren't careful.
Yep.
Yeah, it was good to see. I mean, the broadcast. I mean, that was a good show. From the broadcast standpoint, I definitely think it wasn't a boring race. You know, I enjoyed it. It seemed like it flew by when I was watching it this morning. It just looked like a lot of fun. It pains me not to. Pains me, man. Pains me. Pains me. But no, it looked good. I mean, you guys all had great races. Obviously, some of you got involved in some contact. Colin won. You know, Colin, I hope you sent Shane a thank you text, because I jumped in DBR chat last night. I said, Brandon, if Shane didn't put you guys 3 wide, I think you would have had a better shot at Colin at the end there. That was I thought Banks was gonna get one. I did.
Well, I missed the entry at 3, like what, 2 to go or something like that. And when I did that, that just pretty much opened it up for Shane, and that was pretty much the race at that point. So, I just didn't. I knew Reedy was going to try to run me up the track a little bit to try to help Colin get away and help him, but I just gave him too much room, and that was my mistake. So.
That was still a good run. He came back and got second, though. I mean, you could have,
No, I got third. Reedy beat me at the
third,
line.
excuse me.
Yeah, I
he
couldn't
beat
get
you
to
at the
him.
line.
They did a good job up there. That was, I mean, as soon as I seen both of them like lined up on the inside, it was going to be tough to get by them. They were going to work together good, and Joe was trying to get to me to help a little bit, but he was just too far back. So
There was a couple of times, Colin, it looked like you guys weren't communicating when you guys were in the front row. Was that you strategizing against Reedy, or because I noticed a couple of restarts?
Down on the restarts. I don't
And
know.
he
I
just-
think
he
it was
just
just
slacked?
a side draft, I guess. It was just a side draft, I think, mainly.
All right.
Because
Yeah,
like the
I was
first
wondering.
corners on the new tires, it's just like
I'm talking about
a
before the
lane.
corner, like at the line.
Before?
When there was a couple of restarts late in the race. You know, it was maybe 30 laps left. Hold on. It was somewhere around there. Reedy was on your inside, you were on the outside, and he got a terrible restart. Like I think Banks was behind you, and that put Banks right behind you, I think I want to say.
Well, I don't know.
Could've
Whenever I
also
was in the
behind.
lead, I counted down.
Yeah, it didn't look like he had a good restart. I was wondering if you guys went to switching, if you guys switched to not counting down and said forget about it, but yeah, no, it was a good race. So I'm gonna structure this a little bit tonight, because I did take the time and have all these notes. Let's start with the first one, Brandon. I want to talk about Peel. Starting in the back every race.
God, he's
Was
horrible, isn't he?
Oh my God, man!
Telling
What's
ya,
going on?
He's dragging the whole team down. I don't know
What
what he's
kind of
doing.
2-time champ starts in the back?
He's
Tell me
killing
about it.
me at
And then
championship
like
points,
once you
man.
win stage 1, and then he can't even get in the pits later on in the race. I don't know what he's doing. So.
I don't understand it, man. I just don't, man. He just put himself in the hornet's nest early. He's crazy.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Joe's back, and now the pressure's on over there. That's what it is. And Kip.
Yeah, when Joe out qualifies the entire team, you know something's wrong there. So Joe never qualifies well. He's always like 15th, and then like by like lap 3, he's like 4th. So I don't know what he's doing in qualifying. So
I really need to know if he was MFing things when he was coming from the back.
oh yeah, he always is. He's talking the whole dang time. So.
Because I was stuck in 20th, man. Let me tell you, I don't recommend anybody remapping your gas pedal to your clutch because I could not do anything. It was on or off. I let off, it was completely off. I go back to it, it was completely on. I'm over here having to save, and poor Justin. I mean, I got loose at one point, and then he got collected with who the hell was it? Who's the guy that we just brought up? Not Hanrada. Cofield, yeah. He got collected with Cofield because I got loose in front of him because it was on off and my thing just went sideways. I think I scared him. But yeah, don't do it. Keep your ankles good.
Yeah, see, you fast guys up there scaring us in the mid pack, and it just kills all of us. Right, Chris?
Man, I was stuck in 20th. I couldn't even move.
I've nothing to say. Nothing to say.
Oh, did we already review that?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get back to it, though, because I got a whole timeline of events. We're going to go through everything. You know.
Where's the timeline
You
with
did
you and my
terrible,
brother?
Peel, in mid-pack. When you came over and passed me, and I was stuck in 20th, I was like, man, I hate my fucking life. This is terrible. I'm getting passed
to
by
answer
Peel.
your question, it was the whole first stage.
Oh, so we should be talking about it now.
We can. All right, we'll go right into it. So
let's get to it.
Well, before I do that, obviously Banks and Sanchez was leading the way for DBI early on. You guys had some good strategy early on, especially in that first stage. You know, poor Peel was out back doing whatever he was doing, working his way up through the field with Mario. New Year, same Mario per usual. But yeah, so we have a Dakota and Stempy motherfucking each other.
I gotta hear this. I have not
So,
heard the story yet.
Before we go into anything, Eddie, go to lap 63, maybe 64. Talk about this. Could have been 63, 64. I just made my pit cycle at lap 40, 41. I came out, and I think Joe was actually what lap did Joe pit? Brandon, that first stage.
It was like 45 maybe, something like that. He pitted late.
So it was right when he was exiting the track. So maybe in the 40s, late 40s. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a section where I think Dakota's in the lead, and I'm going into 3, and I lift. Eddie, let me know if you're finding it.
I'm looking for it, yeah.
And I lift, and he was behind me. Now he's on 50 lap old tires or whatever. I'm on freshies, and I lift. And like I said, with this clutch, it's either all or nothing. You know, I can't trail brake. I can't do anything that I want to do. And he's cussing me like it was my fault that he didn't lift to go into the corner. And he's on old tires. There's a great view right there. I love that. Brandon Banks' first time.
Why does he keep doing that?
We're gonna bring him back in. All right. So here we are. And I'm just chilling, and I'm over here trying to make my way back up. And I lift, go into the corner. And he's, you know, I get his point of view because I thought I was clear, more clear than he was. But I was trying to arc it back in, and he is cussing me out, man. Cussing me out. He's like, what the fuck would you do that for?
Well, it probably sounded louder because you're right there in his lap.
But, like, in my point of view, I didn't think I didn't think it was aggressive. I thought, like, he would have lifted early because he was on older tires. You know, at this point, he's kind of at that braking zone. So I'm like, I'm not going to really ruin his run, you know, thinking we're 50 laps in. He's on old tires right now. He's going to probably, you know, follow me in.
Did he clip the
And-
wall there?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he braked. He braked and it dotted right. So I'm on the receiving end of a verbal assault.
Proper tongue lashing.
And
Proper tongue lashing.
I literally went back at him. I was like, why don't you go fuck yourself? I was like, buddy, I'm in so much pain. I don't even want to hear your bullshit right now. And he's like, well, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, no, fuck you. You should have lifted earlier. You're on old tires. So, like, we're going back and forth. And poor Alex and Ross is listening to this. And, you know, it's going on for a couple of laps. And he's like, why don't you go take some more pain meds or something? I'm like, I'm not fucking on any right now. I was like, I'm trying here. I'm in pain. Leave me alone. So, like 10 laps later, I just leave. I just fucking alt F4 and called it a day. But
You're gonna kill me.
that was it. That was our moment. But in my point of view, being faster, you know, with faster tires, I thought he would have laid off. That was my first time actually going back and looking at it. But Ross could probably tell you more.
I
'cause he
mean,
was firsthand listening to it.
I heard the start of it, and then I heard bits and pieces because I was using that deafen Discord button because they were I don't know, probably 2 or 3 laps they were going at it, and like Stempy was saying, you know, he was like, "Man, I'm fucking hurting." Why don't you give me fucking room? I just knocked the fucking wall down. Well, fuck you, you're a cocksucker. I mean, back and forth, and finally, so I'm like, I gotta concentrate. I'm dealing with Banks, I'm dealing with Colin. Like, I gotta concentrate. Hit the fucking hit the deafen button for Discord and give it a couple laps. I'm like, all right, we'll check back in, see how they're doing. Fuck you, you cocksucker. Deafen again. Another like 5 laps. They hit it again. Go take some more fucking medicine. Deafen again. And then I finally came back and so he was like, all right, I'm out of here. Fucking beep. I'm like, okay, well maybe it'll be quiet now. But oh yeah, it probably wasn't that long. Maybe 10, 15 laps. So if back and forth, I'm just like, okay, we'll give them a couple laps, let them sort each other out.
I was like, you should have been paying better attention going to the corner or some shit like that. I was like,
yeah, it was something like that.
I was like, not my fault. You don't know how to race. I said to him, I think, and I felt bad for saying that.
Apparently, I'm too nice to my guys. Damn.
But that was the first time that I actually got like, you know, I was frustrated sitting in 20th battling, doing nothing with my life. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And I thought I'd at least get a top 10 for a stage, but no, that didn't happen. So that was a good one. And then we come to the end of the stage, and Mario and Peel are back to the front to close out the stage. I believe Peel took the first stage. Is that right?
He did.
Yeah, he did take the first stage, which brings us to the great save by Curtis. Curtis, let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about that.
Let's look at it so I can remember it.
That was that would have been lap 67, 8, I think. Maybe.
It's not.
Stand by one.
It was with Chris, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was with Chris.
No, him and I, we had a lot of good battling all night long. A lot of door to door. Like, I'm sure we were both getting frustrated with each other. I know I was. I'm sure he was. But it was just good hard racing for the most part.
Yeah, it looked like was it you? He would try side drafting you, right?
Probably.
All right, I got it.
I think it was. All right, we got it. These two were battling. They caught this on the broadcast. I loved it. It comes up just a little bit. It was a good save, though.
He straightened you back out.
He
Just
straightened
say,
you back out.
true gentleman, straighten you right out there.
It's straightened you back out. Just gave you a little warning.
They weren't going at it.
There was some nice tight racing, and he just goes back into the throttle and gets back into it.
He apologized for it and everything. Like, we're good, but good hard racing. Just a little too close to the left rear.
Which happens.
That was the
These
nicest
cars
left rear
really
hook.
don't like it.
That was a very courteous left rear hook.
Oh yeah.
I was like, listen, I don't want to hear your bullshit anymore, so get over it.
And then the tires were done.
And then the tires were done.
They already were at that point, I think, a bit, though. I'd been up there and used my stuff up like I like to do.
Which usually happens a lot. It does, especially when you I mean, I didn't think I was using my stuff up for the first run, and my
Oh, you
shits
were
were down
up
to
the team owner.
70s. I was yelling at the team owner, yeah.
Using him up.
Using him up. But then Eddie, I mean, I think, well, actually, we get to you in a little bit because I have a new segment for the show, and it's called Certified Droppin The Hammah Moment, and Eddie takes that award tonight. But we'll get to that. So obviously, PWR was giving all the funds to Shoemaker this season. Early pit strategy after that first caution on lap 99. There was a couple of guys that went in. I think Ross, you came in, right,
Oh, yeah.
at lap 99.
Yeah, I came down and then just topped off before.
It was you and Alex, I think I want to say, right?
Yeah, Alex and I both came down. Stuffed the thing with a plunger, and went for it.
Because then at Banks, you guys didn't pit till like 130s.
I came in. No, I came in at 99.
Did you? You came
Lawson
in at 99.
Lawson and Joe stayed out, and that's what really hurt them at the end of that stage. I don't think they realized that you could actually make it on the if you pitted there. So they just lost a lot of strategy. They tried to drive back around and I think they both got back on the lead lap, but they were like, I don't know, maybe 15th or something, 12th. So when they cycled, so it wasn't the right call.
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know. Did any of you guys take two, or like during those green flag stops? Did anybody take two? Did you guys just go four?
I took two on the. You talking about for the early or at all?
Yeah, just throughout. Like I'm basically 100 laps in right now before that first caution.
Yeah, I saw Lawson stay out, and I was like, you know what, back-to-back champ, I'm gonna stay out with him. That pretty much hurt the whole first two stages for me. After that, I was done.
Poor Lawson couldn't make a right decision last night. It was rough to watch.
My race.
He was fast. Let me tell you.
He was brutally fast.
Ooh.
Holy hell.
That's what happens when you driving like a grandma in the back of the pack through the field, and you're saving your stuff while everybody else is.
I don't know how he was saving. My goodness, he was fast on pit road. He was fast on the track.
He had to be fast on track because he was fast on pit road.
Yeah, my hat's out. That dude was fast, and he's got to be feeling like one slipped out of his fingers. Not that he won't win next week, but yeah, he's definitely got to be feeling like one slipped away because he 100% no hate on anybody else, but I definitely feel like that 12 car was the fastest in the field last night.
It was just
far and away.
It was impressive to see how he moved through traffic. I was really surprised because it was really difficult to pass folks. Like it wasn't easy. People weren't given, like if you got under somebody, they were going to get to your right rear and yank you back and fight you on the outside. So it was really impressive to watch him and Mario kind of make it through the field, without having too much resistance.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of races with Lawson, and he's like any track to where it relies on just side drafting someone or just moving the air around, he's gonna dominate it. Somehow he just knows how to move in the right way where he just gets the most out of every bit of it. So, I mean, a lot of these mile and a half he's gonna be really good at regardless. So, guess we just gotta get better. I guess that's all I can think of. Either that, or he can teach us how the heck he's doing it.
You think he would teach you how to do it?
You would think, right?
Yeah, you guys, he ain't teaching us.
It's one thing to do it; it's another to teach it.
Yeah, it's hard to teach. I've tried teaching Dakota, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
Lawson's super open. If you ask him a question, he'll chat with you about what he's doing and what he knows. But
with you guys, but not with his teammates.
My race was done after lap 3 last night, just because the upload decided it wanted to shit the bed. Do you want to know how stressful that was? I'm sure it wasn't nice for you guys, but
yeah, you were blinking on my screen. I was like, "This is what I got to deal with." I was like, "What the hell is this?"
It was so bad. It didn't do it all week.
You're lucky you weren't in my chat. You would have got
Every time.
motherfucked too.
No, like Justin and Sean and Steven were all telling me, "Hey, you're blinking." I'm watching it. I'm like, I'm trying to get down. I'm trying to get down, but everybody's just running along the inside. So I had cars behind me. I'm like, look, I'm up here. Just if anybody wants to know, just tell them I'm here. I'm here. I'm on the high side.
Pro
That's
guy's the
all I
new
could do.
Reedy with his
God,
blinking.
no, God, no. I've got a week to figure it out.
But
Or
so
2
that
weeks
was
to figure it out.
so that was some early pitch strategy, obviously at lap 99. And then Logan came down first at 131. He was the lone duck at 131, which was surprising. And then everybody started coming down because then you had Peel, Sanchez, Herb at 134. Shit, a bunch of other guys I didn't jot down. I think Eddie, you came in around then too, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So you guys had that, and then meanwhile they cut back to Colin and Mario clutching, staying in the lead, trying to save. Man, I mean, what was going through you guys' heads, clutching the whole time? And you guys were a good 5-10 laps clutching and staying in the lead.
Well, as I figured out, I like to use a lot more throttle than everybody else I'm around for some reason. I like to do the trail brake and just kind of use a bunch of the gas. So I always tend to use a lot of gas, so I had to save there, probably 10 laps. Put the clutch in the corners, just chilling, saving. I didn't know he was putting the clutch in either, but I think he was a little bit. I think I
Yeah, he
noticed
was.
it out of two sometimes because I was catching him super fast. I'm like, I don't really want to pass you because I'm kind of sitting here saving fuel. But I mean, we both made it there at the end. I couldn't get back to him once I was good to go on the fuel. I was just too tight and used up the tires, probably just trying to coast it into the corner and washing up. But we both made it, and we had a good run there.
Now, did you guys, Brandon, Ross, I was going to ask Dustin, but Eddie, did you guys notice that they were clutching? Did anybody talk about them clutching? Was that a thing that got brought up for maybe later on down the race, if it came?
I mean, we were...
Because you guys made it 65 laps, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
65 laps, Colin. Like,
yeah, I think it's a little more.
Yeah.
Something like that.
67 maybe.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we
something
restarted, around 100 or something. We restarted, and I still had like maybe 3 or 4 laps left at the end of the stage. So we could have probably went about 68, 69 if we had to.
Yeah. Alex and I were clutching that whole time, just because our numbers were looking closer than we wanted them to be. I'm assuming we run it kind of like you, Colin, just a lot of throttle and not a lot of in between. But we were clutching the whole time, and the car actually, like, it felt good. I was telling Alex, like, even once we knew that we were good on fuel, it was like I'm just gonna keep doing this. It's rotating good. It you pop that clutch and it actually rotates center really, really nice. You can just hammer down and dig out of the corner. But
Well, that's one thing I noticed too, is like right after that second stage finish, it seemed like the clouds were helping the grip level a little bit because it really got cloudy towards that second stage.
yeah, end of the first stage, I did the little track temp check and it said 102, and beginning of the second stage it said 91. So I mean,
So it
11
dropped.
degree. Oh yeah, and I mean by the end of the second stage it said 87. I think it came back up to like a 101, 102 by the very end of the race. But yeah, I mean it got as low as 87, and the difference in the grip level and the difference in how the car drove was, I mean, night and day.
I think Banks, was that pretty accurate? Were you liking the clouds more because it seemed like you were from watching the race?
Yeah, I mean, it was allowing us to kind of use the different lanes. It seemed like at the beginning of the race, it was bottom, and then towards the middle of the race when it got cloudy, I felt like I could utilize the second lane a lot more. And then at the end, it just kind of went away. It's like you really need to run the bottom. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice. I kind of like being able to move around a little bit with the way the dynamic track or whatever it is, and it's just yeah, it was weird. It was like I thought really at the end you could run the top, and then it just wasn't there. So, but yeah,
It was interesting, watching, because I really haven't had the chance of racing the next gen with the dynamic track yet. So I was wondering how that was feeling for you guys with the track changing and the multiple grooves, because I know you guys race obviously on Wednesdays with 4 wide on the Xfinity cars, and you guys get to see a lot more of that dynamic track than we have. Or myself at least, because I only do the Cup, but I'm sure you guys are a little bit used to it and seeing the different lanes working.
Yeah, those cars race so much different than these, so it's hard to even compare, one car to the other. It's like, to me, these cars are a little more on edge than those are. I feel like if the car gets out of shape in there, you can catch it a little bit better, and it's not so sporadic the way it moves around. So, with me, I've been running strictly the B car for a couple of months now, since we really ended the season last, and it just took a little while to kind of get my bearing back in this A car. So I took the first half of this race to kind of just take my time getting through the field and doing that, and then obviously I feel a little more comfortable at the end. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting this year with the way the track's gonna change, and in the longer races, I think it definitely did help with the racing. I know we had talked with Dustin, a while back about maybe possibly doing that to help with some of the short run, stages where we aren't pitting. There's no strategy to it. It's just more or less balls to the wall. And I think this is going to actually result in a lot better racing.
Yeah, I do too. At least from what I saw, going back and watching the race, it's gonna be interesting. And and we got some green flag pit stops. Man, since I've joined this league, we've never had green
2
flag
weeks in
pit
a row.
stops. Man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I love seeing it, man.
And for a full pit cycle too. Didn't
It
get a flag in the middle of it.
makes my heart happy. But no, that was good seeing. It was good to see the dynamic track was working like it should be, and then
Oh boy, wait till you guys see Bristol.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think we're gonna make green flag over there.
I was looking at the real quick to jump in here, not to get ahead of ourselves, but officials, the wind on officials at Bristol is 16 miles an hour.
Whoa, nice.
Sweet.
Good luck.
That's going to be so much fun.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'll be doing that tomorrow afternoon.
Good luck.
It does change quite a bit with the new weather update. I seen it 14, 15, 16. It changes nonstop. The weather does. So that is kind of cool. I've hated on iRacing for this weather stuff, but that's not bad.
No, they've. It'd be nice to, like Ross was saying it last night in qualifying. It'd be nice if we had some. Thank you, baby. It would be nice. Yeah. It would be nice if we had. Shit.
Oh, radar.
Got clouds and
Yeah, it doesn't load. There's a box for it.
Yeah, there's a box, but it's just gray. I still had to do the old, point the camera at the sun and see where the clouds are moving around it.
Take your damn pain pills.
Yeah,
that's so I don't get blood clots. Believe it or not, what I just took.
I went to Phoenix and just told Steven and Justin and Sean when to qualify, because I could look around the entire track. See where
that was, they should have did that. I know I don't want to get too off track, off topic and shit, but they could have at least given us like a forecast, quick to see. But no, maybe we'll get it.
Look when you're looking at it, you can look and see the cloud cover, what it's going to be throughout the race and stuff like that on the forecast before.
Yeah, but qualifying, I'm saying.
The problem is the radar box doesn't show you anything. Yeah. It'll tell you, mostly cloudy, partly cloudy, that sort of thing. But
yeah,
as far as like what the actual track conditions are, it doesn't show you anything.
In the road stuff, it does actually show rain on the radar for rain.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I've seen that because I jumped in last week before I had surgery. I jumped in when they updated the rain, and I just wanted to see what it looked like, and it was great. It was fantastic. It was good to see. I'm a big weather guy, so seeing the radar and shit makes me happy.
We had squall lines coming into Sebring last week during practice.
But to get back to Vegas, stay in the lucky gambling state that is Nevada. So we talked about the clutch and the clouds, and then around lap 148, actually, Eddie, cue this up because I'm going to get into 148 and lap 152. The Lego machine was making a charge. Joe Sanchez after taking so much time off. He was making his charge up to the front. It was good to see the Lego machine going out there and getting it done. I'm glad he's back.
He races more with you guys than he does his own teammates.
You guys probably had to send out a APB man for him because I
Yeah,
was
search
concerned
party.
for him. I was like,
Lawson
"Where the
was
fuck
looking
is he?"
for him.
What am I looking for here?
148. Because when I get to 148, Joe making a charge, I think it's like 3 wide or something, and then we're gonna go a lap 152 for the certified dropping the hammer moment with Eddie Smith. 2 things that I jotted down, so it's gotta be important. I think it was a pretty good run. I think Joe kind of just was like, you know what, screw this, I'm out of here. Hey, he cut off like 5 positions right here. Just making his way through the field. This was at 148, so you guys were, 15 laps in off the tire.
Joe had a good run. He felt really good on the long run. His car was really hooked up there after probably about 30 laps or so.
He was just, look at that.
That was
Yeah.
a hell of a run.
He
Yeah.
was fucking 6 positions. You and him both had those times, bangs last night. You guys were just feeling it last night.
Yeah, you just had to be really careful not to overdrive the entry. With these things, they're just so tight on entry, and if you could take care of that right front, you were really fast at the end of the run. So, I think he just did a really good job of that. I think you kind of see it at the end of maybe the first stage or something where he actually I think he finished pretty good. And
I think he was like 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
On the first stage, I think.
So he definitely didn't want to pit there when he was 45 or whatever it was that he pitted. He was like, man, I just want to stay out. The car's just starting to feel really good. So, but yeah, he looked really good on the long run.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. He had locked in, and then 152. This is a new segment for the podcast weekly now because I'm not gonna be racing, so I'm gonna be able to zone in on these moments. But this is a drop in the hammer moment. Eddie, give it to me.
You didn't have to give him a lap number. He knew right where to go.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. See you later, guys. Nope. Little hollow. You tried blocking me. See you later. Gonna pick off just like Joe did a couple laps early. See you later. Little
He took
wiggle.
care of the whole family there, didn't he?
He took
Well,
care of everybody.
the wiggle
And then-
was me
tied.
stabbing the brake to make sure that I didn't drift up the track. So can I give some context to this?
Of course you can.
Okay,
man.
so-
that's why I did it.
All right, we stayed out. I stayed out with Lawson and Sanchez there. Part of the reason why Sanchez was moving like he was, we had to pit because we stayed out under that caution. So we weren't going to be able to make it on fuel. My teammates, I'm gonna throw them under the bus a little bit, didn't tell me that we could make it maybe if we pitted. it was a bang bang moment, and I was just following, trying to figure out what to do, and we ended up staying out, and it was a really bad decision. So we had to pit, and when it came out, I realized everybody could make it, and then it was just we were hauling the mail, and me and Steven were in the same situation here, and me and him had kind of gone back and forth, but I caught him, run him down, and was trying to get around him. And so in this situation, he had gotten to run because I got stuck behind, these are quote unquote slower traffic. And so I get a big run here. I'm actually a little bit aggravated by the whole situation. And so I went 4 wide down at the bottom, stabbed the brake here to keep it there and just drive on. But the reason that I did that, I normally would never do that, is because at the end of this stage, me and Steven had passed the leaders literally a lap before, or maybe half a lap before the stage break to get back to stay on the lead lap. So every tenth mattered for us driving up through lap traffic and trying to get back to the lead. So when I saw the leaders and I knew they were clutching, and I could see them, and I was catching them really quickly at like lap 160 or 150, whatever it was, where it was just going to be about 5 laps before the stage break. It was haul the mail time because I knew that we had to try to make it. So there was no time to really, if we're going to stay on the lead lap and not have to try to hope for a wave around, it was go time. Normally I would never do that. So Dustin, we don't have to have a meeting. I don't plan on doing that very often. But in that moment, it was me battling with Steven, which I battled all season with Steven, have so much trust in him. So I know a lot of, everybody's got their people they like to race around. Steven, we get wild, but I got a lot of trust in him. So I had a lot of faith in him. I knew we were going to get past the lap cars. So I just hammered down just to make sure that we didn't lose any time to try to get up there and pass Mario.
Yeah, that was I think one of my favorite moves besides Joe. It was like back to back to make some things happen because track position was so key last night. Again, the dirty end. You're right. You did just pass the leaders to get your lap back too. So that was
See
that was
that though?
pretty.
You showed 2 incidents right there. Just we could go and find them all day long. Guys with fresh tires easily maneuvering around guys with old tires. They didn't drive through them. So it is possible.
Mario.
And, I wasn't talking about him. I was just
Oh
saying
no,
in
it's
general.
okay. I got
But
it.
it
Don't
is
worry.
possible, just a little bit of patience, and maybe it takes 4 wide on the
Cool.
bottom like that, but it didn't cause a crash, so it didn't make an enemy.
Didn't run them
Definitely,
tight.
definitely
Kept
possible.
them kept them spread out. Obviously, Rosh, you were in the middle of that too. You get to see that. Both took care
I
of
think Eddie called him slow traffic. I think that's what he
slow
said.
traffic.
That
Yes.
yeah. Except he was still plus 1 lap on me at that point, so I was able to be a little bit slower. You got to remember too. At that point, Garrett, G Money, and I we're both we've been saving for 55 laps. Just trying to make sure we're good to the end. So those tires were about as sleepy as they were ever going to be, and did learn at that right about that point that clutching like that killed the right front. So
Well, to be
there was
clear, just to be
no
clear, I
snorting.
did know that that's the case. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying y'all are
Oh
slow.
no,
I knew exactly.
I know you were.
I
But
knew exactly why we were so much faster, but I just knew I had to make it up to the front, so we're gonna go wild.
oh yeah,
That was-
that's I don't think anybody was going to push the issue with you guys. I mean, we were getting passed by so many guys that had to come down, and it was like, you know what, they're going to send it on us. We're just gonna do our thing. If they want a line, just give it to them because they're going to come ripping past us like we're standing still.
Well,
Yeah,
if I could have
going
just
to too.
just give a little bit of credit to the field. This last night was the hardest racing that I've seen. 3 wide multiple times, 4 wide quite a few times, and no wrecks that come out a lot of that stuff. So I just hats off to the field. I've new and I very rarely ever see a race where the racing is that hard. There's contact being made, but people are able to have the skill to make it work. Like this right here, not my skill, but I'm just saying all of us around there. Somebody usually lets their hands off the wheel, and just says, "Oh, we're 4 wide. I'm just gonna let it go and wreck somebody and blame the guy that took us 4 wide." But that didn't happen here because everybody is so good, man. It's so much fun to race. Last night, I can't say it enough. Like it was frustrating, but it's just so awesome to see being able to race guys really hard, make contact, and people just not like let Jesus take the wheel and go into the wall. So it's awesome.
There was it's been some of the better racing since I've been in the league, in my opinion. At
season's
least these
new.
first
What-
2 races. Yeah, but we've had. I mean,
No. Whatever's going on this season, this is new. This is new. Like we have not fought this hard all the way back to 40th, like
Yeah.
at all. This is new. This look, top 10. You guys need to step it up because at some point you're gonna get boring and they're gonna start paying attention to us. And yeah, that because I mean, like, yeah, it was intense from jump. It was crazy. This whole race was crazy.
Yeah, no, it was and then we, after that you come down. Mario and Colin finished P1, P2, stretching that fuel 67 laps at 165. The stage break. Colin continued his dominance in stage points, and then he comes out, has a great pit stop, beats Mario out P1. How about that, Colin? Huh? Must have put a smile on your face.
Must have been that second pit stop, man. I don't know. He was getting it
Hey, so
done.
while we're at that stage break, let's talk
Yeah.
about.
Is this what you were bringing up earlier? This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the stream missed it, or the broadcast missed it. But it's definitely something I want to bring up as admin or owner of the league, whatever we're called now. So we've had this happen in the past, but just to reiterate, and I've already talked to a few drivers that had questions about it. So we ended the stage there, and everybody was close on fuel. I actually ran out. I was a lap down, so I had to go around another lap, and I should have just pitted and took the black with the close pit, but ran out 3 spots before my stall. So we also had Chris Shoemaker ran out. We had Austin come up and push him to the pits. What we've done that before. We've done that in the past. We've had other teams do that in the past. We've had non-teammates do that in the past. What should have happened was race control should have immediately given him and Austin an EOL for holding people. It's just the same as if a guy crashes and can't make it back to his spot. The same exact thing. EOL drops to the end of the line. So we were having trouble getting that over to race control. It was kind of madness. We had 75 people commenting over in-game chat while me and Dakota are trying to key up for race control while he's listening to the field talk, and it was a nightmare. So for everybody out there, this if your teammate runs out of gas, push them back. You're going to get an EOL. That's what should have happened here. We were trying to be on it, but just sometimes things like this happen. It was a bang bang situation, but that is allowed. We've done this before, so that's it'll be talked about at the drivers' meeting. But they did nothing wrong there, so they were asking before. It's okay to push him. So they didn't do anything wrong there. We just were a little slow on race control, getting that fixed and corrected. So we'll get it right and move on. But yeah, EOL is what should have happened. Everybody, I think only two people got a black flag. So
you blew the call on the EOL. You could have saved Curtis Kelly a few laps late again wrecked out, man. What is the matter?
I don't know if Austin was behind. I don't know if it messed with him at all, but I know Chris, it ended up giving Ross and somebody else a black flag. It only black flag 2 of them. We got it. We did get that corrected immediately, but just a quick thing there. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes these things are good to bring up and brush up. So now we'll be on it.
Well, race control was probably sleeping last night, so it's okay.
It was a snoozer for him. We talked about it.
Yeah, boring night.
We got 2 race control now, but it was chaotic there when that happened.
So I guess I kind of led into that, Curtis. Obviously, we broke down the incidents. We'll get to our incident here with you and Austin. Bring out the last caution. The first caution of that stage. You alive?
Yep. I didn't
Talk to me,
hear
Goose.
the question there. I didn't hear the question.
Oh, with you and Austin.
Yeah.
With the contact at 170.
Yeah, we got in contact going on the backstretch there after we had a bit of a slow start together, and if you bring it up at some point, but kind of just I put myself in a bad position is really what I'm going to say about it. I didn't need to go as high as I did, and I was frustrated with the dooring on the backstretch, so I didn't want to give him all the room in the world and wanted to side draft that front stretch kind of deal. And I leave him enough room, but not enough room for if he makes a mistake kind of thing, which happened. And it just leads to me in the wall and him with the junked front end, and me frustrated and disappointed in myself more than anything because I didn't need to put the car there. So no real issue with Austin, just racing.
It's 170 laps of hard racing, is what it is at that point. Get some frustration. I mean, look at me at Darlington. I mean, I straight up dumped Ross's ass at Darlington for blocking me. I mean, I'm always going to bring it up every time he's on. Huh?
Neither of us finished that one.
Nope, we didn't. Oh, we fucking didn't.
Now here we are pushing each other to Daytona, to the win of Daytona.
Imagine, look at that. Full circle, man. So now, I come to lap 175. Banks sneaking into the top 5 unnoticed. I put a little ninja emoji next to this one because he was just sneakily coming up through the field. That was a good run there too at lap 175.
We had a good car. It all started with qualifying. So I had probably maybe a top 10 qualifying spot, but of course my stupid ass. I hit the grass coming to take the the checkered
Checkered.
for the second lap, and it 1x me. So I'm like, damn. So
Son.
now I'm starting in like 36. So I'm taking my time going through, trying to go through the field with Peel, and I think I worked my way up to maybe 12th or something by the end of the first stage. So we knew it was, we were pretty decent, and then in the second stage, I think we went and took that it was I think the lap 98, 99 caution or whatever we had. I came in, I think I was like around 10th, 11th, something like that. It only gave me 2 tires, so I'm like, damn it.
Son of a bitch.
So yes, I think all of them pitted like around 98. I came back in, topped off in fuel again at 99, and took the other side, and so we started back in 29th again. I'm like, this is hell. So that's what took so dang long. But yeah, I mean, once we got up there, it was much easier. Once you got up front, the clean air was much easier to move the car around a little bit. But yeah, I mean, normally in Las Vegas, I'm pretty good at. Like I said, it took me it took probably half the race to kind of figure the car out again. So once I kind of got that, it was had a pretty good run.
Well, that's one of the benefits of the longer races. I mean, you can fuck up the whole first half, but you're gonna have the second half to get it right.
Yeah.
And try some stuff, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm normally pretty easy on the tires, and just kind of more of a long run kind of racer anyway. So kind of works into my wheelhouse a little bit better. I've never been one of the quick, sprint
Oh,
to the
don't
end
you
kind of
kicked my ass
races.
at Dover? What are you talking about? Short
It
run.
doesn't happen
Get
very
out of
often
here.
now. But yeah, I mean, this to me, I think this is gonna kind of fit more into the way I drive. So I can take my time a little bit more, and just I don't like having to. I try to race everybody pretty respectfully for the most part, and just and get through the traffic, and not have to kill each other to try to get there. So I think this will actually help out a lot.
Yeah, no, it was a good run. I noticed that you snuck in, and then Hollow, you took over the lead, and then you guys were battling. You and Banks at around lap 177. You guys were going back and forth for the lead there. I think that was lap 177. You guys were going back and forth.
Harlow was leading the race last night. I thought he didn't even have top 5 speed.
No,
Yeah,
we'll get to that though. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Jump the gun. My bad.
This is
No,
my
I mean-
show, motherfucker.
Sorry. I'm the rookie.
No, you guys are battling. Eddie, I don't know if you got that queued up. You should have it pretty close, but you guys are having some good battles at that like 177 mark. Back and forth, just going hard at it.
It was kind of a fine balance between running too hard and hard enough, because the guys up front were obviously running a lot harder. But you could, because you had the clean air up there. So, you were trying to run hard enough to stay with them, and then also try to use the guy in front of you to actually stay in the draft and not use all your stuff up. So yeah, I was just trying to stay with Harlow.
Team Chevy's taking over Toyota.
Try to get lower than him through every corner, just so I could get a little air to the nose, and I think eventually I think I got around him, but yeah, it was a really fine balance here, just with these cars, just trying to learn the air. Like I said, Lawson's tried to take me a little bit with this because he's so good at it, but yeah, it was a good battle. Like I said, we raced each other pretty clean, I thought, for the most part.
No, you guys
Yeah.
had great battles.
Yeah, I had a blast all night. It was a weird mixture of like try to find a line that you're not gonna rip your tires off, and for me being in the lead there, trying to find a just take a little air off your nose, and maybe make life a little harder. Especially, I think it was 1 and 2. You were getting that real late diamond coming down on the exit.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, exactly. So I was actually at that point, I was almost trying to intentionally open the wheel up a little more just to try to save the right front, kind of let you get that big cut back, and then I mean it was spectacular through and through. I had a blast the whole time.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun.
It's definitely it's that fine balance, trying to stay out there and find that clean air too, which is so key with these cars. Sadly, it's terrible, but God, we'll get to you now. You and Mock 187. I think you and Mock got into
That
ruffled
whole
each other's
that
feathers a little
whole
bit.
series was there were 4 of us involved in that. That was me,
Yeah.
Mock, Sturgeon, and Kunkel, all of us battling for the lucky dog. It was insane.
Everybody's saying, "Come on, we want the drama. We're gonna get to the drama. Drama's coming. It's coming." Banks doesn't run on good years, man. He runs on Bridgestones. I love it. All right, man.
That
Sounds
is a
rich.
fact.
Yeah, so those 4 cars right there. So
right
you
here.
got
So somebody
Kunkel.
got loose.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah,
he got Swavely got loose.
Jesus Christ, he got. Oh, so he kind of hit the apron like Reedy
Yeah.
did early when
Yeah, he hit the
Dustin got
apron just
killed.
like Reedy.
Poor Dustin having flashbacks.
unlike early in the race, I wasn't lifting. There
I was gonna
was
say,
no
look at you
lifting allowed.
carrying speed.
There was no lifting involved. Not when all 4 of us are right there. No, I wasn't lifting.
Oh, you guys had some battles right here.
Poor Brad. Poor Brad was on the outside of this shit show and just.
He's using you up, bro. Using you up.
Yeah. So I went back down. I'm like, hey.
Let's take a moment and like that paint scheme, though. I did a fucking fantastic job on Isaac's paint scheme right there. But no, this is a fun battle. The broadcast was zoned in on you guys for a little bit here, watching you guys go back and forth. That just goes to show, like, through the field, it was a really good, battle.
And we were a lap down, so I mean, yeah.
Hey, lap down. Dakota was 15 laps down, still running out there. I mean,
beating the hell out of each other for 30th. It was fantastic.
So after that, so 187. So Banks, then you take it to the you take it into the field with the lead at 192. You grab the lead from Ross, and then Mario comes back and takes it back at 195 a couple laps later. Which leads to Colin and Mario battling. Colin came back and snuck his way back into the lead there at lap 200. Must have been something with the twos, because he just took that over in the 200s. But you guys had some battle in there. Obviously came back and got the lead. That was a good battle. 200. Start of the 200s, you had Jesse making contact with Adcock and Kip, I think it was, 203, 204. Got that pulled up right here. Perfect. Poor Kip. Oh, whoa. Adcock just said, nope, sorry, Jesse. Sorry, Jesse.
Jesse did it to me later.
Jesse?
Same thing.
And then poor Kip, man.
Poor Kip.
Poor
Poor
Kip,
little
man.
fella. Just minding his own business.
I'll say this again, man. You go back and watch Kip's live stream, man. He has no emotion at all. He don't he's just like, oh man, what the hell?
But nobody can really get a word in because Joe's constantly bitching the whole time. So, so Kim has to be quiet.
It's fucking hilarious. But then you had that little battle with Adcock and Jesse. And then 207, Ross, you decided to come down and pit early. Talk to me about 207, man. Because you were the only one, I think, that you came in at 207.
Yeah, I mean, I just decided to play some strategy. I figured, I'm not gonna get anywhere but in the middle of a pile up if I keep staying up here battling with guys. So figured I'd try, the second the window was gonna open up, just come down, get 4 freshies, and run it to the end. The undercut on these cars is just ridiculous. It was silly. I mean, I think they dropped down to like a mid 31 second lap. From a mid 30, mid low 30, and then they just sit there. So I figured if the sooner we were already there by the time I came down. So I figured if I come down now, get my fast laps in early, and make up some gap, and then things will kind of average out come the end, and I'll be light at that point. So
now, were you
should be in a
banking
good
on it?
spot.
Were you hoping it was going to stay green when you came down? Or?
I was, until I realized that including my teammates and taking 2 tires, because I put 4 on there, and the car just it wasn't handling right. It was tight. Track was starting to get hot again, and slick off, and Alex was saying that 2 tires that was the most neutral the car had felt all night. So between taking that extra 5-6 seconds to put the left sides on, and just the way the car was balanced out, it really it wasn't behaving the way I wanted it to. I think the caution came out. I was still fourth or fifth, something like that. So that late caution, where Mario
Well,
cut Alex.
we're not there
Yeah,
yet. We're not there yet.
we'll get
Okay,
there.
hold
But
on. Because
I wasn't praying for a caution, and then it very quickly turned to I need a caution like right now.
because you pitted, and then Mario and Colin are still battling. Banks, you were still up there, and then lap 222. And Banks talked to me about this because Joe probably was cussing out Alex because he came in pit, and Joe looked horrified, like it happened right in front of him. Eddie, I don't know if you could get that lap 222 on Joe's onboard, because they caught it on the broadcast, and I was fucking scared.
Side note, you might see a warning list for not calling out pitting.
That was I was wondering what happened
It was
here,
his
because
third time that race.
This was bad. I felt so bad for Joe.
I
Sorry,
know
Alex.
he was saying something about Alex, but I don't. It was so much with Joe. I can't. Let me see here.
So,
yeah,
Look at
yeah,
that.
that's right. That's
Scared
right.
the shit out of me, man.
Yeah, that's right. Because Joe was like, he goes, "What the fuck?" He said, "They're not calling out, pitting or whatever." And he was a little aggravated with that. But
So I think I can shed some light here, and Alex did feel bad for this one. He called pitting on the backstretch. The problem was he called it in the channel that we were using to communicate with TOW. So I had to tell him, like, hey man, you need to switch it over. So we switched it over, called it out in 3 and 4, and at that point you get what you see here, and it just so he felt bad about that. He's like, I'm probably gonna get a talking to for that. I'm like, yeah, probably, but whatever.
Maybe if you had a button mapped, but I got made fun of when I brought it up, so by my own brother.
Well, the problem is he used the button that is mapped for like 48 pitting, but he was in that TOW channel.
He almost didn't
on
make it,
iRacing. He was on the TOW channel, so that's where it kind of went all haywire. It's just he forgot to switch back over to the driver's channel.
What about the first time he pitted and didn't call it?
That I can't tell you. I have no idea.
Okay.
I can't. I'm just telling you. I know I can speak to this one because he very specifically said, I'm probably going to get yelled at.
I know there's one guy over in that camp that don't like calling out pitting because he gives away strategy, and I figured out who it is.
It's Dakota.
yeah, we've seen it right there.
I'll call him out. No, that was pretty sketchy. I was wondering what Joe's opinion.
He was a little aggravated with it. He lost. He says he's lost damn 5 positions off that one mistake.
I saw that. I was like, damn.
Yeah, like I said, it's probably happened to all of us. Thinking that we're in game chat, and all of a sudden we're in a chat with 2 or 3 other teams or whatever, and don't realize what channel you're on. So I kind of get it, but yeah, it was frustrating. So I know he's pretty mad.
Yeah, I would have been a little TO'd myself on that, man. I saw that, and then so that was a scary pin sequence. Eddie, you were kind of right in the middle of that too. I saw, and then you guys have a bunch of guys coming in at 224. Lap 224 seemed to be the special sweet spot there because everybody was coming in for tires and gas. I'm assuming everybody took 4s, then gas on that green flag stop.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
I ain't in this
I wasn't
part.
a part of
I
this
done been down pit road at that point.
Come on, guys. I'm in pain and I'm over here.
My race is done.
It's your show, man.
It is my show.
Get to the good stuff.
Yes, we are. We're getting there, man. I'm just trying to, gotta keep the fans entertained. I want to keep them on the hook.
Oh, they want the drama.
Yeah, this is the drama. This is the cinema.
The foreplay.
But yeah, so pit stops. Yeah, we're foreplaying. Pit stop cycle. Alex gets to the lead. Obviously, Mario and Colin charging towards the front. Colin, you go high. Smart move, obviously, on that. And then Mario, no idea what the hell he was thinking. Probably not thinking. We already showed the replay, but we'll bring it back up to get everybody's opinion in here because, this is a podcast. So let's get everybody's opinion.
I'll stay silent on my opinion.
Which one are we talking
you
about?
were here.
We're talking about, the marinara sauce. He was pissed. Fucking got all over him.
I think I had
I
an
don't.
influence on his decision because the lap before I did a similar thing just a little bit before he did. I made sure I was there, but I mean, he was definitely a lot. He was trying to pinch it off a lot closer than I was.
So that was 242 with yours then. I didn't catch yours in the broadcast.
Yeah, because there was lap cars ahead of us, and they're too wide down the back stretch or the front stretch, and I'm like, I have a run, but and then I just took it low. I mean, I definitely cut it kind of close, but it wasn't close enough like Mario's. I mean, he was definitely like there was not a car's width there.
No, that wasn't close.
That was not
in
close.
there.
No, no.
I'm just
Who was that he tagged there? Top
Casey.
Second car? Yeah, I think
Casey.
that was
Casey.
Poor Casey, just an innocent bystander at that point.
Teammates too, man. Teammates.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure Casey gave him an earful.
I'm sure he did. Probably not though. But I mean,
See right
personally,
there, if he knew he was going to touch him, why didn't he just lift?
What?
that's
What's
what I'm
that?
saying.
No,
Let's lift.
You got to remember, this is the
Not
99
him.
with 20, within 20 to go. Like, of course he's not going to lift.
I mean, Banks and Colin will tell you I do some stupid shit myself, but at least sometimes I know when to lift.
And the thing is,
Listen.
they've got, 10, 15 lap fresher tires and Alex here.
Yes.
It is not
they're
a
gonna go
question
around
mark
him.
whether they're going to get there, whether they're going to
He's
get
not.
him. And he just goes for the lungiest of lunges.
He's not racing Alex though. He's racing Colin at this point in his
Yeah,
season.
for
That's
sure.
all he cares
Yeah.
about.
For sure.
Yeah, but even if he's racing Colin, right, and he backs off just a little bit. Now I know we're
No,
talking about Mario.
How did he
You
get
know-
0 damage off of that?
Oh,
He-
no.
it's
No.
Mario's
Benny,
luck.
you got to go to the rear chase. Because he got damage. And then he didn't get damage.
Yeah, I remember
That's the
seeing
one?
that in my mirror.
This is-
I'm like,
yeah, this
oh,
is the
I think
one.
Mario
This is
got a
the
lot
one.
of damage off of that, and then I see him
Yeah.
come back. I'm like, I
So
thought
he's
he
got
had
that.
damage.
He's got that damage EXE file, huh?
Yes, he does. That USB stick.
Sounds like EA's running Iverson now.
Client
Must have
tells
fucked up
everything. No, I don't have damage.
Let's watch. Front bumper's gone, and it's back.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
this. I'm
you
like,
gotta
oh, Mario's
be
done.
You guys just don't hit
I'm like,
escape.
what?
You guys didn't know that if you hit escape, it puts it back, like the wreck never happened. It's
Well, all I know is they stole Brandon Banks and fucking Joe's goddamn body guys this week to put on Mario.
it brings it. I've never seen it drag it back to the car.
He's got a rubber band attached to it where it's spring loaded.
I've never seen the whole
Yanked
bumper
it
come
back.
back and all the body lines match.
Hey, look at the bumper back here. The string tightens up, and yanks it back.
and all the
It
body
somehow
lines
cleared.
match.
It somehow cleared Alex's car too to get back to him.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
crazy.
You know Alex was cussing right there.
Hey, I wouldn't lift either if my car just fixed
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah, I mean, at that point we had maybe 20 laps to go, and
Yeah.
I think I was in third at that time, and you both had 3 lap fresher tires than me, and so really you're just racing each other. So I don't know what he looked like he was maybe a touch faster at that point in the run. Like, why could he just not lift and just go with you through the corner and then just and then I don't know. That seemed like a really aggressive move to make on a car that's dramatically slower than you at the time. So
Well,
I don't know. I mean,
I think I got mad because I passed him because the lap car was. I think it was you, Eddie. I think we passed you when you were staying out there. I think I trapped him behind you and made him go to your outside, and I went on the inside and passed him on the front stretch.
I
think
felt
he was
a
mad
little
about that
bit
and trying to get through.
Yeah, I felt bad because I didn't really know where y'all wanted me to go, and I went high and I pretty much blocked Mario. But
I did.
Let's
I
just
did talk
remember.
to their team owner today.
I think he
Said
went.
Mario
he
felt
went high.
remorseful about that one.
Well, he went
What?
high. It was fine.
The crazy thing is, if that's like me, right? I'm seeing that, and I'm backing off before I even get to that corner to follow Colin up to the high side, because I know I could probably make a move on Colin if I have a good enough run going into that turn. But no, he just he saw the.
well,
he said,
especially
"Ah,
when you're going underneath your teammate. I mean, your teammate's probably letting you know that he's going to let off anyway, right? Casey and them are teammates.
Yep.
So I
in the
mean, I
same
don't
channel.
see any reason why he couldn't have just got in behind Colin and just rode through that corner. That just seems It's not like we had 2 to go. I could see maybe a move like that with 2 to go, and you was trying to make something happen. But I mean, he had a lot of time. So
Dustin saw what happens with 2 to go.
Yeah.
It's just way too much time. But hey, remember everybody, he said, "New year, new me."
Shit.
So
Hey, his team owner said he felt bad about it. That one, not the other one. The one coming up, he said, "No, you don't care."
his team owner felt bad.
No, Mario felt
Mario
bad.
felt bad.
Mm.
You sure that was the team owner just saying that to defend Mario? Because that's usually what happens.
No.
So anyway,
If y'all believe that, y'all got issues.
I don't believe that for a second, man. I've been on the other end of Mario taking me out for nothing
Oh, I know.
a handful of times. So,
Hey,
and
real
the
quick,
worst thing is, yeah,
can I play devil's advocate on this?
yes, you can.
All right. I have no feelings either way, but you see these are always like bang bang deals, and in this moment he's expecting Muscarella to go out a little bit for the entry of the corner, and so in these moments, you know, you're racing hard, you're racing for the lead, you're trying to pass, and you feel like the guy in front of you's blocking. And I don't know how some of y'all, I think we all have been there before where it's like, okay, you're gonna block me, well I'm just gonna keep going low. And yeah, you can back out, but I wonder if he felt like, okay, he's blocking me, so I'm just gonna keep going and try to make it work. But it's the worst devil's advocate, but I could
at the
see
same
how he
time-
got there. You know what I mean? I could see where he thought, okay, he's blocking me, so I'm just gonna keep going the extra mile.
I
If I'm
appreciate
looking at
that
that,
point of view. I appreciate that
looking
point
at
of view, but you also have to you have a few laps to know that you're going to be coming up on a guy that you probably have 15 lap tires on, that you can be smart about it. You have time to predict what you're going to do in that moment. Coming up on that. You know you're coming up to him. Okay? You know he's going to be slow. You don't have to take it to the apron and wreck him.
Yeah, he should have been planning that at exit of 4.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
I mean, and plus 2, if he's on old tires, he's 100% taking the bottom line. You know that. I know that. Everybody else here knows Alex is taking the bottom line. He's on old tires. He's taking the bottom line. So you lift, get behind Forrester, get him loose, push him up the track, and go.
Mm-hmm. You just try to get his air. Just tuck in under his corner or something. You're gonna have the room, but whatever. Either way.
Or you charge into 3 right behind him and push him just a little bit further into 3. That way he's gotta just get out of the throttle a little bit more.
There's a reason why he has 0 championships in this league. It's because of decisions like that. And people try to tell him not to make those decisions, and he just keeps doing it. You can, what's the old saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink.
Unless you kick him in the nuts.
Unless you kick him in the nuts. Well, he's getting his nuts kicked in the first 2 races, man. He's had some bad finishes. So, we got that done. And then after that, we actually had, before we have the drama with Mario and Ross, we actually had a really good 3-wide battle at 248. Sneaky Banks to second place. Jotted this down. Coming in. That was a good battle at 248. Coming in. I don't know if we got that.
Working on it.
Sorry, Eddie.
Yeah, the laps are a little bit different. So when y'all say 248, sometimes it's 247. I don't know why that is, but it'll be like a little bit different.
This is the restart. Is that right? Yeah. 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 Okay.
Yeah, this is the restart. Yeah.
He's like, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, Colin helped me out a little bit there with the restart. I still didn't get the jump that I wanted on the restart. We were trying to just get single filed out there, and yeah, they threw it 3 wide, and I just, at that point in the race, I was like, you know what? I was a lot more confident in the car at that point, and I was like, I'm just not gonna lift. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, it stuck. I mean, and it seemed like it worked out for the good there. But yeah, it was pretty sketchy there. Yeah, it was tight.
Ooh.
Yes, yeah, I didn't even do that. But
I had a little bit of poop come out there. I was like, no.
Yeah, I
remember
thought
I saw that in my
thought you were
mirror.
clear. Yeah, I thought it was clear
Pulled
there.
that
And I was
thing
kinda
so
lost.
hard left.
Well,
Yeah.
technically, you did nothing wrong there. Ross is the one that came up.
Yeah, a little
That's
bit,
true.
yeah.
I don't know. It was
It
kind
was
of a
just
racing
tight.
thing. It
tight.
was it.
Well,
You really
plenty of
had
force
to
on
do
it.
that though. You had to do that to try to pull the other person back to get around. I think later on here in the race, towards the end when Reedy and Colin are restarting with each other, you'll just kind of see a little bit more. But yeah, it was so hard. Like I thought it was clear there. That was just a mistake by me. But yeah, that was pretty fun. I felt like in 1 and 2 I was a little bit better, at least initially, than most of everybody.
Oh, you're a brave man to get that close to Mario's
Huh.
front bumper.
Yeah, yeah. I had Lawson screaming in my ear, "Don't let that!" Yeah,
He
you
thought
know,
the front
just like-
bumper was. He
Yeah.
thought the front bumper was gone.
Yeah.
He's like, I got room. I got a whole other foot. The bumper's gone.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
yeah. When you got Lawson screaming in your ear the whole time, like don't take that from them. Dude, go do what you got to do. You feel like you're He-Man out there, and then all of a sudden you're not. But yeah, that was a good little battle there. Everybody raced each other pretty clean. I mean, even Mario and I was probably the worst there, hitting Ross. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That wasn't even the worst for us.
Yeah, no, I
No,
definitely
we're
wasn't.
coming
it
up
sure
on
wasn't.
that. No.
Maybe the worst of that corner.
He takes it out on Mario.
Oh yeah, it's like I got a good picture of that in my rearview mirror.
Oh, I'll bet. How'd my driver's door look, Brandon?
Oh, it was great.
Well,
It was
a lot cleaner than the passenger door.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of funny because when all this happened, I was kind of jumping in different channels, and I didn't even go into you guys' channel, Ross. I went to Banks and congratulated him and Colin, and I tried going into Mario's. I was trying to listen to see if they were saying anything, and then nothing happened. But I think I yelled at him for taking out Alex, and then oh shit. No, I went in because we'll get to his interview. Actually, I'll wait. I'll hold off on this because this is good. My wife says something about it. It's great, fucking fantastic. So this contact, obviously, me and Dustin sat and went through it. Obviously, while we're loading it up, Ross, take me through your mind going into this corner, knowing he's on. You guys obviously have history whenever you guys are around each other. It just seems like there's a way that you guys get into each other, right?
Certainly seems to. I mean, I don't know. Just drove it in, got a good run. Got underneath him, and he was hanging pretty far off my door there. I think I actually got half a length ahead of him in the corner, but coming up, I don't know if he was just in the blind spot or what. But I guess he was just farther down the track than I expected him to be. I figured he was going to the wall like he had before, and came all the way up, gave him the door, and as soon as we touched, I did the same thing I did with Banks and pulled the thing back left. And in the rear, I could see him in the rear view at that point, and I saw his car go straight, and then I saw his car go left. And then I was looking at the catch fence. So that's about as good a rundown as I can give you from where I was sitting, at least. But I knew he was in the wall. I didn't really expect to get bubbaed or chased or whoever you want to refer to there, but there we are.
Now,
If you guys would have got out and fought on the infield, I wouldn't have a problem with any incident.
Hell yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have minded. Oh yeah, see, catch fence.
And there was no drama between you two before this, right? Like during this race?
No. I mean, him and I had been running. We had we ran side by side for 30 laps in practice. We had been running right with each other for the whole race, really. We couple different strategies kind of put us in different spots on the track at different points in the race, but we kept coming back to being within a spot or two of each other. But yeah, he's just a little farther down on the track than I expected him
But
to
he
be.
is
Came up.
one thing that the chat is bringing up, that he is in line with the two guys in front with Colin and
Yep.
Banks.
Oh yeah, I know. I can see that. Like I said, I was just expecting him to be a little bit farther up, up towards the wall a little bit, try to get the run on me. And He just wasn't there, and then he hits the wall. Car straightens out, and then turns left and gets both of us.
So that's the thing is, me and Dustin actually went back and watched this. There was no wheel movement to the left.
So he said that that his tie rod bent. Thing got knocked out, and that's what brought it back across. Which, again, if that's the situation, that's the situation. But I just know where I was sitting, the car sits and then turns left.
Mm.
Because right there, it looked like he was turning left, but I don't know if that's just an offset thing or what, or if he's just trying to pull it off the wall.
A lot of times the replays won't match up exactly with the hand.
Yeah.
But you have to be kind of careful with that.
Yeah.
But it looks like he didn't track out as much as he probably should have at that point, and looks like he just got together. And then when it sent him up into the wall, it looked like he hit it pretty good. And when you hit the wall that hard, sometimes in these cars, it does just kind of lose the nose just for a minute. And I think that's all that was. I don't think it was, to me, it doesn't like anything intentional. I think he just kind of snatched it up off the wall, lost the nose for a minute, and it was just, he was kind of along for the ride. And at that point,
Because that's one thing I brought up earlier is, Mario does some Mario things, but he's not going to ruin a top 5 at the end of the race intentionally, I don't think. But who knows?
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time for him.
My thing is,
would have been the first time with me, but
somebody wanted to know out there. Hold on. Ask Ross if his opinion is the same after watching the replay as it was in the interview with the Mario situation. Obviously, now that you've got 24 hours.
I mean, if you go back and listen to the interview, I mean, I said right off the top, I gotta watch this replay before I, get talking too much smack, because I've seen enough weird stuff with iRacing, especially after this latest update, and especially after the next gen's got the new damage model, where cars literally will just glue themselves together and go all over the racetrack. So I've seen enough weird stuff where I didn't want to throw him too far under the bus, but oh hell yeah, I was pissed. I was like, without going back and looking, what it looked like in my rear view was his car went straight and then it turned left.
Now,
so I mean,
after his interview, did you have any? What do you say? No talent. Guy shouldn't have been running up here or some shit like that.
It is something like that. Guy struggling to be in the top 5, something like that. I don't know. It's Mario saying Mario shit. He sent me a nice little happy message saying, golf clap for you, sir. I'm like, what's the fucking point? It's so fucking frustrating because he's a good driver. Like, he's fast. He just makes shit decisions, and then he backs up shit decisions.
Let's pull up Mario's interview. You guys all want to hear Mario's interview? I know we all don't like it.
It's spectacular. Get the popcorn.
Let's go.
I forwarded through on the broadcast, so yeah, this will be my first time listening to it.
This is great.
Don't do that. Just door people.
On the line, shakes it up again, but as these laps progress, we're going to be less than 10 to go. This
just don't.
Recent caution on the back straightaway. Mario, take us through your perspective. What happened there in that battle with Harlow?
Just battling a guy who doesn't have the speed all race and
get worked up.
It's coming through the stream, I believe. Trying to think of how to get you guys audio.
It is.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the best I can do on short notice. Sorry, boys.
We can just go look.
Yeah, we can. Everybody mute your mic. We'll watch the stream for a second. Hold on.
Confident when he's in the top 5 at the end. I don't know. I just don't do that. Just door people. It's
it is.
He does it. It's just his personality, I guess. But
you can just
not too worried
listen
about
to
it.
the
We have a
stream.
long season ahead, so I'll probably make the playoffs and hope he doesn't. But yeah, it sucks being a fast guy all race just for someone who struggles to be in the top 5 to end it for you.
And you had a really strong Toyota Camry. I know Victory Fuel, this is the first time you rep them in the 2024 season. You gave it a run for the money. You were up in the top 5 for most of the contest. You and Colin Forster felt like inseparable for most of the second stage and now the third. What was your mindset heading into that final 20-lap dash and what you were going to try to do to get the win at the end?
I was gonna try to stay
All right,
second
I'm
behind
all
Colin, but
good. He
Banks
said,
had a really good
this
restart,
guy's
so
struggling to be
I
in
was
the
pretty
top
content,
5. You know, he's
You're
not
in
gonna
the
make the
top 5
playoff.
of the whole race.
in third.
In the top 5 of the whole race, man. He got to think about his
Again,
comments
it's
better
just
than that when he does a post race interview. But let me tell you something. He goes, we're just gonna go. We're gonna leave here and drink some victory fuel. And my wife literally goes, "That was the gayest thing I've ever heard in my life."
oh no. Oh shit.
I was like, "Yeah, woo,
That is
Hey, you
uh,
know what? Props for getting the KB plug in there, right? Oh
yeah,
god.
right." Had to, man. We're gonna drink some. And drink some victory fuel. But anyway, so enough of that topic. We're over that. God bless them. I'm sure there'll be 50 million more of those on this show this season. But yeah, so 259. We get to Shoemaker and Jesse make contact, and then the strong run for Chris. Obviously, we watched that earlier. But then the last 3 laps, I mean, we could just play this. I mean, Brandon, Colin, talk to me about what was going through your head on these last 3 laps as it's playing. I want to get your thought process while you guys were racing there. And we'll go from there.
Yeah, stand by
Yeah.
one.
Stand by.
Let's see. You want the last 3?
Yeah, last 3 before, I think it was 3 to go.
We'll go right at
when
the
Reedy
restart.
went.
What do you say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good. Yeah, let's go to the restart.
Yeah, it was really hard to time his restart. My biggest thing I could do is just try to grab Reedy and pull Reedy back. I think I did pretty good with that. I thought they would get better restarts than that, being in the same chat. So, but yeah, it's not here. I think the next lap, I thought Reedy would run me up the track further than he did, and I missed turn 3 completely. And I think that's when Shane got there, I believe. Let's see, Colin pretty much had set sail at this point. I think we were pretty much just battling for second. Yeah, he grabs me right here and pulls me right back again. Yeah. So it was so hard. Like if you could get by the guy, you could pull in front of him. But like if they could just see, I missed it. So he got there, and I talked to Shane a little bit afterwards about this. He cut me a huge break there. He could have easily pushed me right up into the wall and ruined my day. So appreciate him. But yeah, I had a good run coming off. I felt like I was good in 1 and 2. I kind of can get through here, and I think I got back to Reedy's inside here, and it was a little too tight at that point to try to make a run off the corner, and he just got me, I believe.
Yeah, Colin's just managing his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of had to run it like super speedway, honestly, like Atlanta. Kind of like how Atlanta runs. Said that during my interview last night. I mean, it's really just, if you can get the clean air, I mean, you're pretty much set sail, because by the time the track was pretty cool there, I mean, we're almost wide open in the corners. I mean, I was trail braking a little bit in, but I was just making sure I got momentum off, and I was just making sure I get to the bottom to block the dirty air, because obviously it's so key. And, I mean, like I said, just the super speedway style, just their last 3 laps, because, I mean, wide open almost. It's just a draft
Everybody's
race.
balling
You gotta
out.
be blocking the lane.
I'm
Eddie,
really
that was a
surprised at
hell
how
of a
he could
door you
talk.
fed to Shane there.
Yeah. Well, that was after the line, and I've raced Shane enough. It was like I was saying earlier, when we crossed the line, I just let go of the wheel and give Shane a good, that was awesome shove.
That was a good finish. That was a hell of a try to get back by Reedy too, Banks. I thought you were gonna get second.
Yeah,
when
it
you
was
did that.
kind of over whenever I made that mistake into 3 and washed up. I think if I could have gotten past Reedy, I don't know what I'd have done. Honestly, I think it would have took me bumping him and pushing him up the track to get by Colin. He was really good at the beginning. I think maybe I was a little better at the end, but like I said, we didn't get that.
You were
that
wrapping 1 and
opportunity.
2 really well.
Yeah. Yeah, if I could get my nose under someone going through 1 and 2, I felt like I was really good. The car would really move through the corner. But yeah, I mean, it was as soon as I messed up there, it was just pretty much a fight to get back to second. And like I said, I just made a mistake there, and that's just inexperience in this car. So hopefully, as the year goes on, we'll get a little bit better at not doing that, and like I said, maybe be able to race up front a little bit more with these guys.
I think this season is going to be very interesting. I thought last season was good with the different winners, and I think this year is going to be even better.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot. We DBR at least, we a lot of the guys that came from Xfinity are really good. So I think with what we already had and them coming up, it's going to be a really competitive season. So
You
a lot of good
guys
drivers.
got to take advantage now while I'm hurt, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Just take advantage now. Because I'm coming back and KB and all you motherfuckers when I get back. I'm just kidding. So one thing I do want to bring up before we look onward to Bristol, well, two things actually. One is everybody in the chat is begging for Lawson's speeding penalty that we forgot. The funny thing is I didn't forget it. I was waiting until the end.
I was gonna
because
bring it up
it deserves its own ending segment here for the
Well,
race recap.
I'm gonna break your heart. So
Oh,
Joe Sanchez has it where his cars get cut off if they're on pit lane. So I think you can set it. So this is all I'm gonna have. You're gonna have a Back to the Future type deal where all you see is smoke.
Yeah, I was kind of looking.
You can already tell he is just way too hot.
I knew it too.
Yeah,
There you go. He goes back into the future.
You know what? Hey, listen.
Right at
he didn't get the
88 at the
penalty.
line, and he just goes 1985. Here I come.
He said he was doing 70.
Brandon, how fast did he? Is it 70?
Yeah,
he was 20 over coming over. Yeah, he hear him come in. He's like, "Damn it!" He goes, "I'm speeding." Wait, no, I'm not. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lawson, he nailed it. The broadcast did get it. If I can find it.
The best thing is,
Yeah, I saw it on
I
the
had
broadcast.
had so many speeding penalties my rookie season. I'm glad somebody else finally got it.
The dude still finished on the lead lap on a race
Of
where we
course
had no
he did.
cautions.
Of course he did. That was
Jesse
great,
calls him a
though.
freaking alien, man. Jesse's always like, dude, he's an alien.
Maybe even Eddie Smith was a shot at winning this thing from fifth.
If it wasn't for Colin wrecking me and him and at the season finale, he wouldn't have another championship. All right.
Mario Miranda will hold
I still
on for
fucking
another extra
hold
lap,
that
and so
there.
will the 31
Just
of
kidding.
Forster, but in comes
That was a fun
Lawson
battle.
Peel,
I hope we have
clogs
another
up
one
the
of those.
brakes, entering pit road. Is that a speeding
Maybe just
penalty?
Lawson won't be
Yes, it is.
Maybe.
Peel is
Maybe we'll
docked
get
with
lucky.
speeding.
His starting in the
maybe.
back will come back to haunt him.
They're gonna show.
Oh,
the
maybe
replay
I'll
of
make the
the
final
last-
four.
They're
Do
gonna
the same
show
shit.
Looks like he went.
Wow.
The funny thing is,
He goes on his pit box, too.
He tried to
His-
slow down.
Oh man.
his pit stop before this
That's unfortunate.
was
They're
really
fuel out
sketchy
of the
too.
picture now, unless we get a yellow,
The green
a
flag
couple
pit
of
stop
yellows,
before this
he's-
one. Because I saw it on the broadcast and I thought it was the one that I was watching. I was like, oh, did he speed here? But he came in flying and he must have barely made it. But I'm sure Lawson can shed some light on that one. But there was another green flag pit stop that he came in flying too. But that was a hell of a race. Hats off to you guys. I couldn't tell you how sad I was having to pull off and not race with you guys because I enjoy the racing with all of you. Love all you guys. Say on the interview last night, man. It's just it's painful not being able to race with you guys. Doing this shit for way too long since fucking 2001, 2002. But I'll get back. What do you guys? Quick thoughts on Bristol. I know we're getting late. It's 11:06, but quick thoughts on Bristol coming up, and then I want to talk about Schaefer's win and look forward to Sunday's race for the Xfinity. We'll talk about that real quick, and then we'll peace out.
It's gonna be good. We'll see. I'm renting a rig in Atlanta to race at Bristol. So if I get crashed on lap one, oh my goodness. I swear.
Who was it? Chris said, I mean, Bristol's like the one track on our schedule that body panels are optional to finish with a competitive car. Yeah, so you get wrecked on lap one, you still got a chance.
Yep. with how my luck's been, it'll be in KO. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Bristol. It's definitely one of my favorite tracks that we go to. 400 laps. We toned it down. This is not a full length race. We'll get into that. We'll be starting earlier than our normal start time. This is one of those 3 or 4 races we have where we're going to start 30 or 40 minutes earlier than our new time. So just to make sure we get that in, we had great timing last night from an owner's standpoint. I don't want to see us racing until midnight Eastern for you guys over there. So I think we ended right at 10 o'clock Central, so 11 Eastern, which is great. If we can keep it around that time, that's the goal, is to keep it around where we ended last year. So we will be starting earlier in 2 weeks at Bristol, and should be crazy. I'm sure it will be.
I heard a little rumor it's gonna be a night race too. So
Hey, Brandon, you got to talk to Loss and convince him not to or to actually qualify instead of starting in the back
He
this
is
week.
qualifying.
He says he's going to qualify this week.
Yeah,
I think.
that would be the absolute best decision he can
Yeah,
make.
he doesn't want to back. He doesn't want to backstretch pit stall, so he's going to probably qualify. So.
It's not even that. It's just.
Yeah. Well, that's his reasoning. So.
I think he's just a little devastated. He's like last in the points, and
he's completely horrible this year.
What are we gonna do if he qualifies like, up front, 3rd or 4th, I'm sure, and then they wad him up in the front on the first lap?
I guess he won't be qualifying for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Huh?
We'll never see him qualify again, and he'll never talk to me again.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you if anybody wants a spotter, Dustin. Maybe I'll spot for you so you
Yeah,
don't
there we
get
go,
wrecked
yeah.
out in
Yeah.
lap 1.
Actually, Dustin, I haven't had a chance to look yet, so I mean, don't get after me too much. Are we running single pit road next week or dual?
It'll be the. I always get confused on this.
Is
It'll
it one
it'll
big
be
pit
single.
road or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
It'll be one big pit road. That's
Boy,
the
howdy.
easiest one. That's we go dual pit. It is a nightmare. There's
it gets so confusing.
Yeah, it gets super confusing, and half
Nobody
of us
knows
are,
where they're going.
Yeah, half of us are dizzy trying to pit.
It's a pain in the fucking ass. Look at this. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be I hope for you guys' sake it's not a caution fest.
How many cars finish on the lead lap?
6.
13.
15. I think 15.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
15 to 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
17.
Because if it's a lot of cautions, it'll be more than 20.
Over under cautions.
And I feel like if we
I'm
get a
a-
lot of
I'm a-
green laps, it's going to be that'll.
You're gonna say 10.
I'm
get
gonna,
people up.
I was gonna
10.
put it at 11, so you guys can take the under. I'm gonna take the over.
10 and a half.
I'm going
I'm
under.
taking the over.
I'm taking the over.
I
Although we
don't
did
want to,
have,
but I'm gonna take the over.
was it my rookie? Yeah, it was my rookie year when I was on the team with you guys, Brandon. We had a really good race.
Was that
my
the,
rookie season?
Was
and,
that the season that Ross said, watch the wheel spin?
Uh,
No, that was the season after that. That was the season after that. Hey, I finished that race and I pointed my way into the ship in that race, so I did all right. Just didn't start all right. Oh god, that was.
No, it was we had
embarrassing.
one good Bristol. At least
Honestly,
we're not going to dirt.
All of our Bristol dirt races have been good. I mean, it's
Ugh.
Honestly, I really wouldn't have minded driving Bristol dirt. Like I really wouldn't. I figured it out last year. So
You
It's
might
been
be
a
the
long-
only one, Chris.
It's been a long time since we had a race where I've been like, I call my brother after the race and like, we're never putting that on the schedule again. So, I feel like every race we go to is good now with the group of guys we got.
I got a feeling we're gonna surprise them. To be honest with you, it seems like every race that we all think it's gonna be some bad caution fest type race, we end up all racing actually pretty civil. At
How
least
many
for the
laps
first
y'all
half of
having?
the race. So
Mm-hmm.
400.
How many 400 laps?
Yeah.
I'm saying
400,
10
yeah.
cautions.
I think I will say I think the cleaner racing is a reflection of guys being a lot more heads up this season. With it's a 400 lap race. You want to get to the end, if nothing else. So I think everybody's just trying to make better choices, at least throughout the first stage and most of the second.
And look at how many people actually came back this season too. I mean, we added what, 5 drivers out of the 5. So we've got 35 guys that we've been racing with for at least 2, almost 3 years. So we know what they're doing too. I have so much more trust, and hopefully people have trust in me too. But when we were, shut up, Steppy. You can go take your pain pill and go. But like when I was
I'm gonna
three
need it,
wide,
man. My leg is fucking throbbing right
I'm
now.
sure it is. But like when I was three wide with Mock and Fulham, I had no real concern. I was like, oh yeah, I'm three wide. But I mean, I knew Brad wasn't going to get me, and I knew Isaac wasn't going to get me on purpose either. So I mean, I had the trust there. But you know what I mean. Barring something really bad happening, we were going to hold it, and it would be okay. I have a lot more trust in the guys around me than I did last year or the year before.
I think it's gonna be a good race. I think the whole season's gonna be good. Honestly, I think it's gonna be crazy. I think we might have well, with Lawson Stein on the back all the time, we might have like 18 different winners.
Just the mullet is still on the table, so we'll see.
Yeah, we need to get Progar a win because he's gonna shave his head. So everybody, if he's fourth, and we're not running for like a playoff spot or a championship, just let him by so we
I've
can
done the
watch
same
this
thing
live.
for years. I haven't cut my hair either. What the hell?
Is Curtis and Chris the only two in here that's not bald that has a camera on right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
No
they are.
offense, Banks.
Yeah.
Banks ain't got much either.
Hey, listen. There ain't nothing wrong with it. All right. I'm
No,
gonna
I'm
grow
just-
up the beard though while I'm recovering.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna turn into Julian Edelman by the end of this fucking season.
I mean, yeah.
Hey,
My
I'm just
Brett,
glad I outshinied you last night. All right.
You did.
You are
Everybody
right
was
now,
talking
too.
shit about that last night in the drivers'
Hey,
meeting too.
Stimpy, Dakota just texted me and said he's got some pain pills. He told me to give that to you.
You can tell him to fucking come on here, and I'll tell him to go fuck himself when he comes on too.
Oh
Just
God.
kidding. It still cracks me up, man. That was I haven't motherfucked somebody in a while like that. But so real quick before we leave too, Eric, you won Daytona in the Xfinity season opener. And then we got Auto Club, right? Sunday coming up.
Oh yeah.
How you feeling? What you thinking?
I don't know, man. I don't like Auto Club that much, but I like the long runs, but I don't like Autos Club as much as I do any other track in the B car. But I don't know. The wins definitely give me a little confidence to go into this week with a little bit of momentum on my side. So we'll see how it goes.
And you got the win, so you can kind of
Yeah.
try different things, you know.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to be trying to send it.
I
I
love
got to
it.
do something to keep up with Lawson. He's supposed to be racing this weekend.
I'm hoping I think it's gonna be a good speaking of talent, that feeder series is full of talent down there.
Yeah, it is.
You guys, props to Chris with the winter series, and Jesse and Logan now with the Xfinity series. That it's a good thing they got down there. Got a bunch of talent down there. So you drivers for Sunoco, you guys better keep driving good because there's some talent waiting down there, boy.
I'm glad I'm half owner, so I don't have to worry about getting replaced.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't call it
me
down
in the
there.
Xfinity series. I don't want to go drive the A car. I hate that thing.
I know you hate the 8 car.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it down there. They got a group of guys that are just as good as anybody up here.
Yeah, they got some good talent. I'm actually looking forward to watching Sunday. That's another thing I'm bummed up. Oh, I want to race some of the B car. I miss racing the B car. You guys have been talking about the B car forever and how good it is. So, get back to it eventually, maybe. But looking forward to that. It was a hell of a win. And it was a wreck fest at the end, that's for sure. Boy, Dakota Wilson flipped a million times.
They're still pulling him out of the catch fence.
We went and slowed it down at the end like super slow mo, and the guy's whole front end went through my car, and I got nothing from it.
Oh, Mario. Hey.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh hell.
I don't know, man. I think it just
talking to
happens.
each other.
I think it just happened so quick it couldn't register quick enough.
That is hilarious. Actually, I forgot one thing. That I want to bring up on the broadcast. Obviously we had a new broadcast group come in. Opinions, good, bad. What do you guys feel about the broadcast? Fans out there too, chime in. How you guys liking the broadcast so far for the Cup Series?
I mean, we
like
got
it.
Bueno, so
Yeah.
Yeah, Ken's the man.
Ken is
It's
the man.
super high quality. I just want to know how many cars I got to wreck to get that 5-minute wrecked interview.
right, yeah.
Mhm.
I think overall, watching it today, I had it up on my 65-inch screen. It looked fantastic. The quality wise, but having Ken is clutch, and Bradley was it Bradley? Was it Bradley?
Yeah, Bradley
Yep,
Cooper.
Yeah.
Bradley
Yeah,
Cooper.
man, he does a great job too. He's
I
him
mean,
and Ken are pretty good together. I actually enjoy listening to them both. One thing I'd like to suggest, and actually this would be Dustin for you because Dakota will tell me to screw. Maybe having a chat for all the drivers in Sunoco, broadcast maybe topics or like something that they don't know about somebody that maybe they want to know, or like a paint scheme somebody's running this week,
We
or
need like a book, the book on the drivers. You know what's funny is
because we have such long races, so it'd be good for
Yeah.
them to kind of have some tidbits.
It's good.
I thought about that
You know,
today.
they every time me and Dakota crash, obviously we're brothers, but we don't have the same last name. So they miss that opportunity that the brothers and the league owners just crashed each other. So if we had a book that told them that,
Yeah, something like you keep it
I
short.
agree. Yeah.
Something like tidbits for the week or something.
Stimpy's favorite shampoo, and
yeah,
it's
I did
great.
hear him. What was it last week? Say, yeah, we got 2 brother combinations in the series now, and I'm like, sitting there listening. I'm like, wait a minute, don't we have? Definitely got 3 now, but yeah. Just little things like that.
That is a good idea. That would help them too, just to
yeah.
fill the time. That's a long race. There's especially with last night having 4 cautions, searching for stuff. I think I've waited till the end. I think V Speed's great. Dakota handles all that stuff. I started helping. He let me make decisions this year, but
Oh, that was nice of him.
or help
About
him
time.
in the decision making on broadcast. But he found these guys, and Gary. We were at Daytona, and we're hanging out with Gary after that Xfinity race that got postponed. We went bowling with Gary Sexton. He's the one that got us the hookup there, and it's been great. It's been great. So
Where's that soundbite at?
No.
No.
it's been great. I couldn't be happier with our new broadcasting partners. And,
I'm super
I think the
pumped.
quality's great. So.
It's been I think they did a good job. But yeah, just little things like that, help them out. Obviously Ken knows it, most of us, right? But whoever's with him commentating would probably help out and shit like that. That would be something nice.
Only question I got is what do we got to do to make the stages in Xfinity a little bit longer? Because 15 laps ain't enough, in my opinion.
You'd have to make the races longer.
Let's do it.
That's a Jesse Logan thing.
Hey, it's
Chris ain't Xfinity daddy anymore. So
I am nobody's daddy except my son's.
I will tell you, going to these full length races, there's so much to go into it with the broadcasters. How much they're going to charge you extra. Are they even interested in? And that's why V Speed's such a good partner for us. Are they even interested in doing a full length race with a full length season? These guys got normal jobs and normal lives and families just like all of us. So, maybe they want to go racing. Maybe they would rather be on this side of it versus that. So making these longer races and stuff like that, there's so much that plays into it with the broadcaster. I'll definitely attest to that. So
I'm super happy. I'm looking forward to Bristol. And Eric, good luck with Auto Club. Wish you all the best. Hopefully you get back-to-back wins.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
And everybody here, Colin, obviously, great win last night. Brandon, great run last night.
Thank you.
I know you're gonna be. We got a bunch of strong guys. Curtis, you'll be back up there. I know you will.
We'll see what we can do.
We'll see what we can do. Ross, Thank you for that win for Daytona. Still,
Oh, that's the
wow.
full finger. You got the full finger.
Yeah, you got the full one.
Careful with the
Yeah,
paint meds,
man.
guys.
Dakota texted him too.
Demonetized.
Here I am risking
You know, if
my
we're
leg
doing
for
this,
2
you're
hours.
number 11.
Yeah.
It's like 10 and a half.
All right. Well, listen, I gotta get off. Dustin, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming. Eddie, shout
problem.
out. You are the man. Fans out there, tune in for Sunday's race. I don't even know the broadcaster for Sunday. I'm sorry.
Intensity?
Yeah, he don't know most of us either.
All right. So that's the broadcaster Sunday, and then catch us a week from Sunday at Bristol. It's gonna be entertaining, and we'll see you out there. I love you all, and hopefully I'll be back soon. Peace.